We are live right
Yeah.
now at,
Okay.
yeah, we are live. Welcome to our new section. My name is Tiedo, and you can see my co-host, Obizo J. I will allow Obizo J making quickly introduce himself. My co-host.
Yeah. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? It is the 25th day of February, 2024, and as it is, we are here to give you details on. We are here to discuss on unbiased issues affecting the social, political, and the economic welfare of Edo State and Nigeria, home and abroad. This is the seventh edition of the program of our program. Today, as it is, we have interesting topics. It is not new to us that the topics from Edo these days are interesting, or the topics from Nigeria are interesting, where we have updates and news from various parts of the country and things going on. Um, First of all, we are going to be going back. Like in our last episode, we didn't finish. We finished, but we are going to have a continuation from the discussions from our last episode. And the last discussion of the day was youth involvement in Nigerian politics. I know we didn't digest that completely. We didn't finish. We didn't go further. We didn't hit it. We didn't hit all the points. Youth involvement in Nigerian politics. Today, we are going to ask ourselves how how deeply connected are we in politics? Are we connected in Nigerian politics? And when we say connected, what does this mean? Because a lot of people sit on the fence to say, yes, these parties are not run well, the processes are flawed, the politicians, like they call them, they say they are not keeping to their promises. How can we be a part to get accountability? How can we be a part so that our great suggestions, because it's always our suggestions are always great when we're out of the box. So how can we be a part so that our suggestions can be heard and put in writing or there to make corrections? Well, that would be my first topic for today. Other topics will follow. But first, this is discussion. I know we don't have a lot of people on the studio for now because we have people on YouTube and Facebook. Yes. Back to Tedo. I like to say connection of youth to politics. Why is there a gap? Why do we have
Thank you.
a gap?
Thank you, my co-host. I'll quickly say, I quickly greet everybody. According to our Nigerian brothers, happy Sunday. We did live now. When I can join us, when I go through either YouTube or Facebook handle, go the comment section, see the link that say click on the hyperlink, click on the link that say StreamYard and join us. So when I click that one, come to join us and I'll get into our talk. My brother, I face there's a problem, disconnection. Let's say kids of we did between 30 now, 35 or 40 to 35, not really, they born into the era of military regime. So they not really understand what democracy look like. So they were used to dictatorship when one person just did there as the leader. So by time uh, democracy come 1999, so a lot of people not really understand what in democracy be, so they not really uh, participate. Now, when democracy was in 1999, I would say the first 1 year it started well, but again, now as our leader be, they will find way to turn am to their own personal gain. So it can't look dirty again, more dirty. So the youth not just say anything good about them, so they just distance themselves. That word, uh, politics is a dirty game, really just make a lot of them just pull back. So now, when people they see them now say, okay, it's not really dirty like that. Maybe they can't join the system. It's becoming very, very difficult. The way the party that don't structure the politics. But even at that, they're supposed to still dust themselves, put themselves together, still try enter the system. To me, I feel right now it'd be like a lazy argument, any excuse where they come up with. But they're not supposed to stop them not enter uh, the political system to determine their future or 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 of their unborn kids. They just believe say if they enter politics today, things supposed to turn around tomorrow. No, politics is a long time game. You get to align, you get to grow, then till you fit get there. So I just fix say, man, so many things. There among those few things I don't say now. We discourage youth not to join system. But the top of them of all, now as their leader, we did then now they boss the youth to corner. So that one they discourage them more. That's why I say I'll first quickly talk like this first. My co-host.
Yes, I understand the point. Everybody is, yes, you said they actually say it's a dirty game. I think when politics is called a dirty game is when, yes, when people don't get what they or people don't receive what they want, or that is more to get what they want. When it doesn't go their way, there are high tendencies for them to say politics is a dirty game. But when it goes their way, it's like saying someone getting getting dividends of corruption. The person says it is connection, but when it is the other way around, it is called injustice to the injustice to democracy. People always tend to say politics is dirty. Yes, it is dirty. It is. They don't want to. It is bad. It is negative. They give all sorts of things like that. When they give so, they come in and they start benefiting from it. Then it becomes lucrative. These people stop. Then we go back into the saying where it is you don't talk while eating. There's a table courtesy that says you don't. Kids are mostly told when you're on the table you don't eat, you don't talk because you're eating, so you don't choke. Why is it that even the youths, are not far from it? When they're not in politics, we see them from far. They say, "Oh, it's dirty. It's a dirty game." No, when they are used, when it's time for elections, who are these people who are being used? In elections, you don't find you don't the youths are used to perpetrate illicit activities during elections. So if they can indulge in that part, why can't they indulge in being in office? Why can't they indulge in being on the ballot? Well, who am I to ask the questions? These are the major things. Uh over the days or over the hours, I know we were here a couple of days ago, over the hours, I saw there are different emergence of youth in other political parties. I was privy to, I think, an NRM candidate. I can't remember his name, but he came up with a big profile. He had, I saw read the profile. I giggled at some point. Not, I'm not saying the candidate does not meet. I'm not pro him or against, but I'm just saying some of these youths have stood up and they want to be a part of it. So now, the only problem that hinders them from coming into the main picture is because they are not part of these same major political parties that we condemn. The same major political parties that are in charge of the business. So how can we break through?
My
Somewhere along,
co-host,
yes.
my co-host,
How can we
I
break through?
believe, yeah, I believe there's a problem. There's a problem in our politics. So you see, our politics now it don't become a monetize monetize politics. As if you go for the highest bidder, you understand? And it's
Yeah.
our youth don't really get money, so they don't get government funding, they don't get any funding, they don't get NGO, nothing to fund them. And the style of government, style of democracy will be practiced for Nigeria. The government and NGOs supposed to fund every political party, but other here, the government always come in at the 99 hour when every candidate don't do what they want to do. Every party don't, I mean, get their candidate, government can give them some token to run their campaign. But we know said that one not there enough. That the system now is heavily priced out. So how can the youth fit in? The only just makes noise, but the politician will have their way at the end of the day. That's why we keep having those recycled politicians for they dictate and determine our future for us. For example, I remember way back 1999 when the election started. There was a guy who be Hapatua chairman, not really just commerces he get. He end up he being the local government chairman for one of these local governments this thing. So imagine that
So
because he
so
had
so you mean everybody in so what we are saying now is that everybody that is in government had money before they come in. I don't want to believe that's true. These
no,
tickets
even they
major
don't have
tickets are expensive in every party. I don't know about the in every major political party, but some people their emergence their emergence is is surprising. Yes, it's surprising because the tickets are expensive. Some people were able to buy. So how did they afford it? People say they don't. The youth don't have money, but they were. They but so if so, are you saying it's because the money the youth don't have? That's why they don't indulge, or it's just the elites that have made the tickets high and the people cannot afford? I like to balance it. I don't want to believe it is the money. I just feel it's a broken system. I feel I feel something there's an imbalance somewhere.
Can I come in?
yeah, sure.
Yes, is that Mr. Good Day, Mr. Agu and Mr. Gariva? Welcome to the show. Yes, thank you very much for coming. Yeah, yes, you are next, Agu, but let me just because we are recorded, uh,
Okay.
let me give the guidelines. Yes, welcome to the show. If you have if there are extra questions, if you want to indicate, on the right side of your screen, there's a private chat. Indicate and let us know. But yes, Mr. Agu, yes, please give us give us your suggestion on the matter or what you think about youth involvement in Nigerian politics.
Like I'll continue from where the other guy stopped about money in politics in Nigeria. Money will always be in politics, whether you like it or not. Even in the United States, the main political parties here are Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And the way they raise their money is by collecting money from their donors. The government doesn't help them with anything. Everybody go fund their money and run their politics. But what Nigeria's own situation is that in 1999, when the new when the new dispensation came in after the military, was it 99?
Yes, 99, yes. 99.
What happened is that most of the good politicians, who are real politicians, didn't trust that the military was going to hand over power to civilians.
Yes.
So they allowed a lot of nonchalance. Let me not use that word, nonchalant. A lot of people that were not supposed to be in politics to get into politics. And after they got into politics, there was a lot of money in politics that period that they all became very rich. And those are the godfathers we're seeing today. That are the ones that are telling you this is who I'm going to make the next governor, or this is not going to be the next governor. And would that be, there's no way somewhere that will just come from nowhere, like me or you will come from nowhere without money to get into politics. It's not going to happen. Then sometimes too, the youths are part of the problem. Because even if you tell the youth now, okay, let's fight and make this thing better for everybody, they will agree. Tomorrow, the politicians will call one of them behind and tell them, oh boy, if I leave this matter and I let you they suffer. The next thing, the other will call you, oh but I know they protest again, or let this thing be the way it is. But it's true now. For things to change in Nigeria, my brother, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, and for the youth to be on the same page to be able to make things work. When you see the kind of people they make youth leaders in Nigeria today, you'll be baffled. Even the politicians now get involved in National Student Association president. They shoot guns. Even that one, those are the youths. The last National Association of Nigerian Students election did in Abuja, they were shooting guns.
That's,
so those are
what is it called? Is it NANS?
Nigeria Association of Nigerian
NANS. I remember
NANS.
I used to be
you see a man that is 60 years old, they tell you that is a NANS member that wants to run for National Association of Nigerian Students. So for those are the youths that would think that the future. So if they can do such a thing, electing a NANS president, so what do you think that they will do when they become real politicians? It's the same thing that they will do. And these politicians now use youth as their thugs. You see a university graduate being a thug for a politician that didn't go to school. You know?
That is. Is it the love of money, or is the crave of wanting to be a part and parcel or connected to a politician that I don't why I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah, but I think what I see in the whole situation is that there's lack of consequences in Nigeria when we do the way we do things.
Okay.
Like election rigging, like in the United States, where you and I live. A politician will not do stupid thing and get away with it. Okay. Nobody can go into a primary and say that it's going to shut it down, or have a parallel primary and people are saying it's okay. It doesn't work. You understand? We don't have consequences. We don't have laws guiding all these things. So we just do things like mad people. Look at like the APC primary and the PDP primary. They were all of chaos. Even the Labour Party. And no consequences for anybody. Everybody is still walking around without any consequences. The laws are not guiding anything. So how do you think the youths or anybody from, even you, Junior, if you come back from Nigeria tomorrow and say you want to bring the ideas you've learned from the United States to come and help Edo State, they will not elect you. That's how they carry your America. The same youths will tell you carry your America, go one side, which you want to tell us what we'll never hear before. It's true.
So
you can't even.
It goes back to my normal saying. It goes back to my normal saying of people deserve the leaders.
Thank you. You know, okay, look at Edo State today now. We have, let me not be biased, we have two candidates that are well educated, well informed, you know, they've gotten to the heights of their career and everything. People will tell you, oh no, these are not the kind of people who want to become our leaders. They don't know politics. These are the kind of people who want that will be sharing money. I'm not saying the elite one will not share money, but at least they have idea of what governance look like. They've been in the highest level of their career. At least,
of leadership.
you understand, as leadership, they've run an organization. They know how to run things. They know, when they set KPI and all those things, they know what to do. But you don't just go bring someone because he's a grassroots politician and make him your leader or make him your governor or make him your president. It's not going to bode well. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to change. We're going to keep going to that same problem. We keep hitting that roadblock of governance. But the youth will tell you, oh no, that this is not the person what we want because he's a homeboy. He's lived all his life in those states. Then we should give him the power.
Mr. Ago, sorry to interject. Sorry, this is one of the co-hosts. But I agree with what you talk about. But we get one header for this platform.
Okay.
We're supposed to ask the direct questions, and at their time, they said the pace where the youth they follow now.
That's right.
So it's good book we hear from Jama because we are youth. I mean, youth, and I know that youth again because.
Yeah, because even 60-year-old now are youth for Nigeria.
So we would like ask Pa Kennedy. Pa Kennedy, are you there? I would like us make you clarify for your own era. Because now the cost of this one would do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But I'm surprised that you are shifting the blame. How many years are they senior you? You are not. Everybody's running away from. So, me too. Go wrong. I go call myself a youth. If Kabaka that is about 52 or 53 years old is a youth leader, you see, like like the last speaker was just saying, he has spoken the whole truth. Because it's not going to be easy. You see, the country is in a mess, and it's like everybody's blind, and the blinds are leading the blind. That is where the problem is. So when Kabaka was fronting for people, were trying to bring him up for the position of the youth leader. I was like, wow. I told some people here in Japan, I argued that Kabaka is not a youth. They told me, carry your own good outside. Kabaka is a youth. What do you mean by youth? I understand that to be a youth you have to be less than like 34, 35 in Nigeria politics. I think that is the definition in Nigeria politics. But look at where we are. But anyway, the youths they are not even better than the old people in politics today because they have been polarized. Their mind has been so corrupt, probably because they have been the people carrying the bags of the old people. Look at when we tried Dimeji Bankole in the Federal House of Representatives. What happened?
Thank you.
He took the image of the youth to the mud. Look at Dino Melaye. And Yaya Bello. Look at what is going on in Kogi State now. Yaya Bello has to sign or has to append his signature somehow to everything that is going to take place in Kogi State. Look at even the man that succeeded him. I think Audu or something. They are all youth, and look at what is going on. You see, the problem is not about, like before I was hammering on this youth, but I came to understand that it's not only about you, it's about the mindset.
Thank you.
It's about the mindset. And this last speaker spoke about no consequences, and that's what is going on. And look at it. There has to be a paradigm shift. The paradigm shift I'm talking about here is there has to be investment on education. We're going to start from there. It's going to take us more than 20, 30 years. If we have to start from now, it's going to take us more than 20, 30 years. The Americans we are comparing with, you see, in America, probably 80% of the population or 90% is literate. We have to start from there. In Japan, 100% is literate. That is where we have to start from. In 1921, Japan government made sure that every human being in Japan becomes literate, and that was what happened. So it is easier to talk to a literate person than when you try to convince an illiterate. What would they say in Nigeria balance? If you go into politics and you don't bring a lot of money back home, your people will even use juju to drive you back or kill you. Because they are all waiting for you to build mansion. Look at what Mefele built in Agbo, as if he was building a city of his own. So that's what is happening in Nigeria politics. Like if like those of us that are here now, how many of our family members have good jobs back home? How many? In my entire family, there's no one single person that worked with the government or worked in the civil service. And I'm sure that is applicable to some of us that are here or most of us that are here. That's what is going on. When you have a lot of people struggling, when you have majority of people that are looking up to you, what do they expect? Where are you going to get the money if your salary is about 800,000 every month? Where are you going to get the salary to take care of these people? You have to steal. And when you steal, there's no consequences. People that are supposed to met out these consequences are in the same saddle. They don't even have the luxury to met out these consequences. They too need money. If you give them money, they'll set you free. So what I see there, like the paradigm shift I talk about, is investing in education, but it's going to take time. So that when everybody becomes literate, even if it's not everybody, at least between 80-90% becomes literate, it will be easier to deal with the entire populace. But where we are now, my brothers, it's not going to be easy. It's going to continue like, because most of these developed countries, they were like this many years ago before they started invested in education and all the institutions, and the institutions started working, and people started getting consequences for their actions. So that's why I will leave it. I don't want to take much of it. Thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garima.
But
Uh,
I'm a youth. Oh, I'm a youth.
no, we
You to clock.
let's call you Mr. Garima because it's a program. I wanted to say thank you, Epa, for the information you have given, because you have given it to us the way it is supposed to be.
Bam.
And I think our leaders know this that you have said, but they don't want it to change. Imagine a doctor, a governor, and you tell him, you say all he needs is primary six school certificate to qualify to become governor. That is the lowest. That is below the belt. And you see some people arguing, some graduates arguing that a primary six holder is better than a university graduate because they say it is politics. Politics is what? What is politics? Some people don't even know the real meaning of politics. He has to do it. It is general. How do you live? How do you interact with people? It doesn't have to mean you must wear a carry 6 mopo and say you fought for Shagari or you fought for Tinubu. It's not about fighting. It's just the basics.
And can I come in, Junior?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, like Mr. Gariba said, he said that education is the key to really help change things in Nigeria. And I agree with him, because the image you see as your leader or as your governor or as your president is a lot. Because when you see your governor is well educated, well versed in his knowledge and things that he has done in his antecedents in life, you want to emulate those things. But when you see your governor is one of those agberos that have done stupid things, like you said, maybe their highest educational level is high school, then they're your governor, you want to follow that trend. You don't want to. That's why I might be biased because I support Aswa Godalo, but you'll be biased to hear people telling you that we don't want somebody that speaks English. What is that? Or you want to see a governor like Olu Akpata as your governor.
All the support here, man.
Yeah, you want to see somebody like Olu Akpata, former NBA chairman, a lawyer, somebody that's well educated as your governor. You want to see somebody like Aswa Godalo that's achieved a lot in his life. Then when you see things like that, you say, I won't lie to you, Edo State has really impressed the whole of Nigeria with their quality of candidates this election season.
I think it is.
And I will say, and I will tell you that is because of Governor Baseki.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be biased, but Governor Baseki has improve the quality of educational system in Nigeria that even Lagos state government is emulating from the Edo best thing that they are doing. And that's why Governor Obase keep pushing education, education, education. Some people think development is about building roads. If you build roads without human development, you have failed. You must have human development to accomplish other things. Without educating your populace in Nigeria, you have failed. And that's why the North has so many problems, because the lack of education there is crazy. Last week, they were trying to push a bill in National Assembly that anybody that wants to run for president must have first degree. And it failed. It failed.
Well,
because nobody.
Because I tried to do a research. I tried to do a research. Sorry to interject. I tried to do a research. I tried to check. I tried to use Google, because I use Google to ask questions when these things are very difficult for me to comprehend or understand or to know. I use Google and I said, what is the role of a House of Representative? I had to search, and it said the House of Representatives has several powers assigned exclusively to it, including the power to initiate revenue bills, impeach federal officials, and elect the president in the case of the electoral college tie. That gave me an American definition because of my location.
Yeah, that's an American definition. And the House of Rep holds the pulse of the nation.
Oh, okay.
In the United States, that I know of.
That's it. So now, in the Nigerian context, what is the role of the House of Representatives? Because actually, if I happen to be in the House of Representatives, I would want to make an impact. I don't think any of our House of Representatives from Edo has ever made an impact in the general. I'm not arguing, because I think Right Honorable Obede Ama has been one. Right Honorable Omosede Benedio has been. We have a current one now, right?
Junior, I think it's the biggest. I think the biggest problem with our political leaders or our representatives, is that elections don't have consequences in Nigeria, and the electorates, their votes don't count. Like let me use the example of the United States. If you're sent from your constituency to represent them, and you're not representing them, and they're not feeling the impact of you being in the House of Reps or in the National Assembly, the next election you'll be voted out. There's no room, there's no argument about that. But in Nigeria, a House of Rep member knows that the next election is guaranteed as long as his Oga or his godfather has approved it. His loyalty has approved it. Because elections don't count.
And his financial contribution to the elite. Then
secondly, everybody's loyal to the man in Aso Rock.
In the middle.
Because if you go against him, the next time you will lose your seat. So whatever he says goes. That's what happened during Buhari's time. And that's what's still happening now. Everybody's praising the president. Nobody challenges the president in the floor and say, no, Oga, this is not going to work. Then let me go back to what you were talking about. Mr. Garema talked about youth. Me, I'm not a proponent of youth being leaders of Nigeria. Youths are worse than the older ones, especially in Nigeria, because we don't have consequences for anything. Look at Singapore. Where Singapore is today, it was a 70-year-old man that put Singapore in the limelight again.
Yes.
It wasn't the youth. The youth that they brought there destroyed the country.
Yeah.
You understand? So the youth, like Mr. Gareba said, Bankole, Yahaya Bello, Dino Malaya, these guys came into power in their 30s. No impact. So you expect other youth to come, because without consequences, politics in Nigeria is dead. We're not going to see anything good. If we don't have institutions that rein in everybody, like in America now, even when you go raise funds for your campaign, let's say you are running for governorship, you raise about $10 billion. In that $10 billion, you can pay your wife or your kids or your relatives as long as they're working in your campaign. But anything outside that campaign, you spend that money, IRS will come down heavily on you and you go to jail. You can't even spend $5 outside your campaign from that $10 billion that you've raised. So you can see the consequences of money being spent. But in Nigeria, people just carry money and spend the way they like. Governors will spend money on elections without consequences. Presidents will spend, House of Rep members will spend, nothing. Nobody. So we really need institutions that can turn things around in Nigeria. But for us,
Mr.
waiting
Ago,
for
sorry,
youth,
let me
yeah.
interject you here. Don't forget, in 1960, just take me back. In 1960,
Okay.
the leaders that were in power, they were all youth. I think the oldest person there was Azik. He was about 40. And the military heads were all young people, like 30 something.
Muritala Muhammad and the rest got one.
With-
Got one was
oh,
in
they
his
all-
30s. But what I'm saying,
So
the difference between time and now is that, like I said, when in 1999, when the military nobody believed that the military was going to hand over power. So the real politicians back then who would have been able to, that were educated, that were enlightened, that would have been able to run the system the way it's supposed to be, they didn't want to go into politics. They
So they want to, so they got the fear of
yes,
taking over again and money.
You understand? So a lot of unscrupulous elements got into politics, made so much money, and I still blame part of that to Obasanjo, because the money the National Assembly and these governors are making today, if Obasanjo had worked with them to make sure that they, first of all, take away immunity from governors and deputy governors. The only people that should have immunity in Nigeria is the vice president and the president. Every other person shouldn't have immunity.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Mr. Agu. We have some Mr. Vuvuzela wants to add something. We'll come back to you, Mr. Agu. You are hitting the nail on the head. That is how we want it. Mr. Vuvuzela, please contribute before you forget what you want to say.
Yes. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I just wanted to add a little bit to what the other guys have been saying, and about the old guard and the youth. And somebody said something about education. You remember this so-called old guard, which I agree with, because all the guys in 1960 that Tony just talked about, those young people, they all went to school abroad, paid for by Nigeria. Of course, people were on scholarship. It was cheaper to go to school. So the old guard, they have a sense of the way things work in a perfect or in an advanced society. Yeah. So that has disappeared because our school system, obviously, from let me say the late 90s to the early 2000s, tertiary institutions in Nigeria, there was a decline. That is where cultism came into it, and Edo State has a problem with cultism. So just imagine the system that is producing so-called young people. That is a flawed system. You are not going to get anything out of a system that you can. If you go to campuses today, you'll be shocked. You look at car parks, just look at the school car parks. Student car park, you see Mercedes, all sorts of cars. Lecturers car park, you see Toyota, Corolla, and the likes. You go to student hostels, because I have a sister that is a lecturer, so I kind of pick their brain. Uniben, for example, do you know that, quote unquote, Yahoo boys stay inside the hostels in school now because EFCC don't have a right to come into school
no right to
come into an educational institution
to attack
to attack or anything.
That is safe zone.
Yeah, I was looking on the internet. I don't know if it's fake or whatever. I'm seeing EFCC. They say EFCC officials shooting at students in some university in Kwara, Kogi, somewhere. I'm like, okay, what is going on? Now, tomorrow, one person out of there will make a truckload of money through whatever means and decide to go join a political party. He joins a political party and distributes funds around, and somehow, he's given the ticket to run for House of Assembly or House of Rep or whatever. What do you think is going to happen? our internal politics is bad, which means the politics in the parties, the political parties now. That's the internal politics there. You cannot have a flawed system in place to choose a reputable leader. It's never going to work. Sometimes we might get it right, and we might say, okay, like in all the three political parties now, I'm not a member of any political party, so I can speak freely. There's something one of the speakers said. One thing I will give Obaseki credit for, he kind of ended Agbero government in Edo State, in my opinion, because of the Bobizwas, the Tony Kabakas, the non-molests or whatever. He kind of quenched that thing where you see somebody that is a tout in a bus stop tomorrow. He's saying that him and the governor, he has access to the governor. So on doing that, because he's the head of the PDP now, he's able to choose somebody that, okay, at least we might not know too much about Aswai Hudalo's temperament or whatever you call it, but at least we know the man is educated. Labour Party, their candidate as well, I like the fact that he's educated. APC, I'm not too sure about their own candidate because I really don't know much about him, but at least the playing field, I would say, is kind of leveled now with people that at least we know they have something in their brain. So if we can bring that down, the same kind of thinking towards all the other parties, all the other positions, House of Rep, House of Assembly, local government chairman, this, that, I think that is going to go a long way. So first of all, I think our educational system, that needs a revamp. That's number one. Then secondly, our internal politics, that needs a big reset. How that is going to happen, of course, is down to the leaders of the party, but it's still a big question mark. It's still a big question.
Mr. Tele,
Yes.
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you talk about the scenario where you see professor with the ring election for somebody who want to become a world chairman who not even attend school? What do you say about that?
Okay, now it's back to what I'm saying, the internal politics. Professor Nogo carry, he follow lecturers for what's it called? His department come and rig election.
Who?
Machineries. No, he said, what do I think about a professor that is rigging an election?
Who? Which professor, please?
Any professor, just
okay.
throwing it out there. And a world chairman that he's not educated, but he wants to do things the right way. Now, there's a moral compass in there, which I get. But at the end of the day, the professor needs the party machinery, which is filled with that madness to rig an election. And sometimes, some educated people, if you put them in, education is key, but some kind of exposure is needed as well. There's some kind of, but at least he knows that he's doing something wrong. There are some people you speak to in our political class, so to say, and they don't even have an idea of what is to be done right and what. But at the end of the day, these political parties are filled with people that don't have anything in their head. That is why a professor can come and use them. That is why when you are picking, like we're saying, youth chairman, all of that, like who are these people? Who are these people? But before you become a youth chairman in any party, you must have gone through all sorts of, and you're already part of the problem. They're not going to pick a 20-something-year-old boy that is still starting life and has some kind of popularity within his peers to come and be a youth chairman. No. So when we say these things, these political parties, we really need to do a reset, a big reset on everything, or else we are just kidding ourselves. We keep producing. Someone was mentioning Nance election. I've seen a Nance president before in the airport, and I'm just laughing. This is a student association. The guy,
he's already working like a Senate president.
The Senate president is small. He's already working like an ambassador the Senate president put together. So I'm like,
I saw one too. I saw one on social media. I was
no, this guy, you
what
give
the
him,
hell?
what do you think is going to happen? So, and the thing has gone down. It has eaten right through all this. That is why there is no, what's it called? There is no agency. There is no part of Nigeria today. You cannot name one government agency, one parastatal, one office that works because it is everywhere. Even our civil, can you imagine in some state in the north, they are telling the magistrates that they must go and get their they must go to law school. They are telling magistrates that
They
they
said
must
should
go to law school.
go back to school to go and get their law
So
degrees.
how the hell
So
are you a magistrate?
the question is, so all those time they have been on the bench, the people they are sentenced, what qualification did they use to
Is
sentence those people?
what's it called now? Is air qualification now? Anything that comes from the air to there. No, it's true. Or you try to at one time, I think it was Oshomole or Baseki that tried to do a revalidation of teachers or something. Teachers could not answer basic, simple questions.
Yes, they could not even write.
They could not even write. So what do you think is going to happen with the people they are trying to bring out in the production line? Nothing.
Zero.
So
Zero.
yeah, so I mean, I know we sit down here and we say all of these things and say, okay, how can we change this? How can we change that? But I think education is key. We need to really, really look into that. And secondly, they need. I don't know how it's going to be passed by law. If because the same people that will pass this law are the people that are killing it, the political parties has to have some kind of ideology. You can't just start from A and end up in C. Tomorrow you're back to A. It has to be something. You have to say, okay, see, today I don't know whether PDP, whether they are liberals or conservative. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. What do you support? Do you support big government? Do you support big business? What do you support? No, we don't ask all those questions. The only thing we ask when we are doing politics is who is behind this man. That is all. Nothing else, not what he believes in, what he feels. Okay, I'm going to cut taxes for businesses so that no, nobody said anything about that. Then tomorrow, when the guy gets into that place, you're asking him to make economic reforms that he does not even understand.
He doesn't have any idea about
He
it.
doesn't have any idea. He doesn't have any idea. You call for debate.
The minister of sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Relation.
You call for when they are doing a debate, a political debate before any election. Some people don't show up. Some people don't show up. I don't think Tinubu showed up for anyone. He didn't.
Okay, no, he didn't.
No.
No, he did. The one in Chatham House where he
No, he took that is not within him and his co-contestants. He went with his friends and they telling them to answer questions. So at the end of the day, now we are asking him, okay, Oga, for a subsidy, policies for what's it called, stabilization of the naira. PDP CBN governor is coming to say every day is one thing or the other, chasing a document with the DSS. If you feel BDC is the problem, bureau the chain, scrap it. Not chasing them. So I mean, we can go on. I can go on and on, but let me leave the floor for someone else.
Thank you for. I think from one part we initially were talking about youth involvement. Now we have gone to the real problems affecting Nigeria. These problems link. But one thing that was mentioned earlier by Mr. Agbu. He said no consequences to our actions in any part of Nigeria, just not only in politics, in our security agencies, even in our sometimes in our homes.
Nobody goes to prison.
It's a home. Nobody is held accountable.
Nobody goes. If you sorry to cut you, if you look through all the time of them chase EFCC people, I think okay, Alamasia, and what's it called? The former IG something Balogun.
Smith or Tafa Balogun.
Tafa Balogun did 6 months or so. Bode George, that was more of a passenger chasing him. Bode George went to prison. But if you look through from 19, how many? Okay, what's his name? Ojikalu. He went to prison and he's back on the floor. How?
Because they are friends to the
Exactly. So if and whoever made that contribution is very correct. If there's no accountability and anybody can do as they please and just the next day change party or get into a position. The other time we saw Rochas, EFCC was breaking into his house from the roof and he was lying down on the floor. Nobody knew. Okay, now their ways are archaic. I will say, okay, you had to break into this man's house forcefully because you said he was accused of something. What has come out from that case? All EFCC chairmen, after some time, they even get arrested. After they've served, they go.
There was an EFCC chairman that was auctioning or he was selling confiscated.
The last two EFCC chairmen have been indicted for something. So who is chasing who? We don't know. We hear these cases, or we see them that say, okay, they found millions in an apartment in Ikoyi. Whose money? Who till today nobody will say anything. It will just disappear. So why not do it tomorrow? Somebody has actually told me that he's looking for EFCC problems. He wants to steal money that EFCC come and look for him because he knows that he will return some things and he's back to, so he will at least keep some for himself. So if he can put his hand on 2 billion and return 800 million back, he has 1.2 billion to still play with. So
Fine.
Who is fooling who? Yeah, thanks. Thank
you very much. The problem is unending, from one to the other, from insecurity to electricity, poor play. Now it has even fallen back into the youths not being capable. I wrote something down. I noted something down. Somebody mentioned the youths were in charge in the early 60s, right? The youth in the early 60s. I was not born then. Even if I was born then, I was practically a baby. But we have to be very realistic and honest with ourselves. It has come to that spot where we have to be very honest with ourselves. We say things the way they are. In the 1960s, the country was handed to us by the whites. I think all the things that we are enjoying today were practically the designs the white people left. We tried to garnish, we tried to update a few, and we haven't done it till now. So whether it was Azikwe, they are so rest in peace. These are our leaders, pastors we use, as we praise. As youths, they didn't do anything for the country. There was a time you could get it from one of Fela's lyrics. He talked about Gowon wasting money on Festac. Gowon had so much money from the crude oil. It was called there's this the oil. No, was it the rush? No, oil boom. The boom. Gowon said there was so much money that the government did not know what to do with money. It's only Nigeria that I've heard that the government did not have what to do with money. If you don't have what to do with money, just keep building cities. Build cities. It doesn't matter. The population would increase at some point, but build cities. Build infrastructure. Build bridges. Bridges do not, in some countries, some bridges are 100 years old. Go and make parts. Connect the country. Do you know, going from north to south, I think some part of Edo and Akure has to be connected. If you don't go through that route, you cannot connect the north with the south, or through Kogi. It is funny. Only one route or two routes in a country as big as Nigeria, and they say they didn't have what to do with money. They were young. They were educated. They were all London trained or London read students. They are the design of what is happening today. Then afterwards, they came back. They reshuffled themselves again. After their first mistakes, they came back. Now they have come again to enrich themselves, not doing the complete of what they were supposed to do in their previous. Obasanjo came. Obasanjo had every, like, Mr. Agu, he in some episodes, I remember some episodes, I think on the second episode, I said it. I said the problem today with the democracy, I think this is the fourth republic. The problem started from 1999 and it started from Obasanjo. All due respect, I'm not calling names, I'm not here against anybody, I'm not here to incite violence. But it started with Obasanjo. Obasanjo, after what he had gone through with all we were going through, we thought we were going through, yes, they made us feel we're going through a very difficult process of Abacha regime where everybody was disciplined. We got into Obasanjo's government and we became the most expensive democracy in the world. We cannot sustain ourselves. That's why the problem is there. It's not because Nigerians don't or the politicians don't know what to do. The politicians in Nigeria know what to do, but the finances cannot sustain them with their expensive lifestyle with the development of the country. That is just the problem. The senator doesn't want to stop collecting his 50 million. And even as I heard, they don't want to collect in Naira anymore. How can a Nigerian senator, I am not accusing, I don't have any facts, but I heard that the senators are collecting in dollars. The politicians are paid in dollars. Are we a dollar-losing country? So when we talk about these things, it is the same youth that started it from the start. And when their money got finished, they came back again to refill. Obasanjo said it was at that point it was OFN, Operation Feed the Nation. He farm and all. I heard that the project is now his personal farm. Imagine the governor building a cement factory, and he goes there to commission it with a lot of people. After some years, 30 years, they say he owns the cement factory. The things we hear, Nigeria is just, we don't understand. I really don't understand. Now trying to date this youth, our youth, the dreaded youth, the youth that some people in some simple association because of color or one other thing, they give others to their fellow youths to go and kill people. Are those the youth we want to really see go? But let's just read it from the other angle. Are those the kind of youth really want in government? Because if they come and they know you are going to win them, they will kill you. They will apparently they might take another man's life just to sit on the throne of government. It used to happen before. I think it stopped. There was a time it used to happen in Nigeria. After a while, we felt we had evolved, and now rather security has been boosted. You don't hear about people dying before elections or people getting killed. Or that means, aspirants or candidates getting killed pre-elections. We don't hear that anymore. But with the way the youths are going, it is getting these people. Are those the kind of people we want to rely on? Well, anyways, that is one of the topics for today. Yes, that is youth involvement in Nigerian politics. It is unending. We cannot, if we have to digress, we will have to discuss over and over again without getting a result. The topic is still open anyways. Does anybody...
wait, let me ask one question.
Go ahead.
Does religion play part of it?
Religion
has a role?
Religion is a very, very... Religion is a very, very...
No, I mean, in our youth, does religion?
Religion is a very, very major concern in I don't want to use the world, I don't want to use Africa. Let us take it down, because when I speak on my terms, I use Edo State and Nigeria and things affecting Nigerians home and abroad. we are more religious people. That we are more religious than, how would I put it? We like to be religious, but we are not Christians. We are not. We don't practice the religion. We just like to say, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I go to church. We go. We partake, but we don't do the things our the religion says, and that gives another control. That gives that's a major concern. When we have to talk about religion, we have to go into our traditions. So there are delicate issues that go side by side. When you bring religion into it, you have to talk about the traditions too. Those are the things affecting the people. Our country was having an election. They said the Muslim ticket wasn't going to fly. What concerns Muslim? What concerns a man's religion to the development of his country? We can have two Buddhists and they'll be best. In the billionaires in the world, some of them don't even believe in God. They are atheists. So religion, we carry it to become a frontal because we want people to think we are holy, but we are not doing the right things. People come into a meeting, they pray, they lie, and they go home. After lying for the whole meeting, they close their eyes again, they pray, and they go home. What kind of... It's just that they are just using it as a yardstick. That is a yardstick to just distract people. Religion is... You cannot tell a man what to believe in.
Because, well, you know what I'm saying? No, I ask. If you see, our youth take their pastor more seriously than our politics. Because our youth, they miss church. They don't miss from Monday to Sunday. They'll go to Monday service, Tuesday service, then Sunday service. Tithe, they tithe. Whatever concerns the church, they are part of it. And they're ready to fight and die for their pastor. But that's the energy.
Yes.
That's the energy. They don't repeat that same energy when it comes to what matters in their life. For example, now, Akpabio just said they gave 30 billion to each governor, and there's nobody asking. We see for Twitter space, we can fight for things that is not important. Right now, there's internet. Why can't they use that same energy and bombast the government and the state governor? Like,
when it
where's our
comes
money?
When it comes to the internet, everybody, I think the people are still aggrieved. If you see some posts these days on social media, most of the people are still aggrieved what happened in the last general elections. So what happens? Everything that happens, one person is being blamed, which is, we all know who everybody is blaming. Everybody is blaming the number one man in the country. Yes. But they don't care who the chairman of their local government is, or they don't blame their governor. They don't want to blame their reps, assembly members, senators. They just believe the reason there is no light or their transformer is bad. It's not because the NEPA officials came the other day, collected money and did not buy it, but it's because Tinubu is president. So there's this very biased reasoning that people are carrying along with them. First, they feel Tinubu stole their mandate. So for him to steal their mandate, he's the main cause of why things are not going well. And they don't want to hear anything. They don't want to accuse anybody. Even if someone goes to steal their car, they'll say it's Tinubu that is the reason why the person came to steal their car. Meaning, this is not a political program. I'm not here to justify or defend anybody. Meaning, sometimes they try to sound like if Peter Obi had won or Peter Obi had been sworn in, that armed robber would have had a good heart and he wouldn't have come to steal their car.
Do you mean Peter Obi is the armed robber?
No, that is, but I have to be factual. It's all over the internet. I have today, some people who posted, I have in different forums, different Some people still posted, someone posted something barely how many hours ago, talking about eh, about what's it called? About Tinubu. They have hate for their president. They are still talking about how he stole their mandate. You see comments. What I do when I go into any social media news, while reading or listening, I jump up to the comments. I see people. Some people say Peter Aisha Yusuf said Tinubu is not her president. She said that thing there is not my president. That's what she said, and it's recorded because
But
she's
she's in her own
allowed.
right to say that. She's in
Eh?
her own right to miss. I said
No,
she has. She's in her
that
own
is
right.
why I said that is why these people don't even want to ask their governors. You have been giving 30 billion. You have been giving 30 billion for 8 years? What have you been doing with it? Some people don't ask their. Some people don't want to know. Some people love. You okay? You are Davido's uncle, for instance. You are Davido's uncle. They love you because you are Davido's. They love Davido. You are the uncle. They love you. You are governor. You have not. That means you will not do any wrong. You are the perfect man for it. But when things go wrong in the state, they'll say it's Tinubu because he stole their mandate. And everything would have been okay, but their mandate was stolen. Now he's clueless. He
I
said it
think
wasn't.
Davido. I think Davido governor. Sorry, Davido uncle or Osun governor is one of the most, to me, clueless governor in the 36 states.
Well, I'm not in Osun State. I'm not from Osun State. I hardly have information from Osun State. And the internet, like I say, is a terrible place. The man might be doing good, but when he dances once or twice, it goes more viral than any other thing in the country. Those are people, that is why, in our previous episode, I talked about social media. Is it a gift or a curse? Let me give you an example. We are here talking about our state, Edo. Sometimes we don't have up to 50 people watching us. But if they show any negative news about us, it will go more viral than this.
True.
That is it. It is the same social media. It is the same youth. It's the same people that you know that want to put it in a forum and say, I know this man. I know this person. We went to school together. Now there's an educative forum for everybody to learn and get united. Some people be like it, watch it, 6 minutes, hiss, swipe out. Some people come online, peep, and leave. They don't want to see. Some people don't want to see progress. They want, if they are not a part of it, they feel to hell with it. That is social media for you. So I don't know about Osun State Governor. I know the man is a very exciting person, and he's just like the guy I call my daddy Gio. I have this in the Boston housing. I use it because these people, they are hilarious. They sell view, they make things go viral. If Nindaboski should come to this show for 60 seconds, or no, for 60 minutes, it will go more, it will touch, a lot of people will want to come in the next day. So that is what social media does. But they don't show us everything. They come with the negative goes faster. But that is not what we are saying. Now it is holding accountability. Today is 25th. In by tomorrow 26th, a lot of accounts will be credited. 30 million, 15 million, 12 million, millions of naira will be credited, or dollars like they say they receive amongst our political class. When are these people going to be held accountable? A lot of signatures will be signed, funds will be released. The federal government releases money according to what we hear on papers, what we see. Akpabio is debunking and is insisting that 30 billion palliative were given. The Akwa Ibom governor has debunked Akpabio, although these links, I'm not getting this information from one of the major stories. Yes. No, I am live. I'm live. You guys go and watch TV. So So
Those are the youth we're talking about.
the youth for the future. So in these cases, the social media is a strong place. It should be used well. These things should be used, channeled properly to engage our political class. Everything, the stages are there. The people are there. You have a chairman. We can say, okay, the chairman, the governor put the chairman there, so they don't really have anything to say. That is okay. What about the deputy governor, the House of Assembly members, the House of Representatives, the senators? Well, they are titles. You call them, they'll say right honorable, honorable doctor,
Oh,
chief.
wait. This brings me to the question. Like we have a very like in our own friends hierarchy, we have great people like Ojana said. I was surprised the other time. Tukbo, our own brother is campaigning for a abattoir man way back in 5, 6 years ago when he was very active. If he can debunk me, he always champion people. Or why are we not championing him? Or why is he not championing himself?
Well,
Now we
we have them in the studio. Ojano said, we thank you for coming to the studio, and a political juggernaut, Mr. Flynn, Tupo, they are here in the studio with us. So these people, they have the channel.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mr. Ojano said from.
Good evening, moderator. Good
Yes,
moderator.
Mr. Baragbe, welcome to the show. So I need your contribution.
We'll come into the concerns raised by Mr. Ido. We'll talk about it in due course.
is it?
So, I said we'll talk about it by Mr. Tony in due course. Because, there's time for everything. You say before you lead, you must be led, and you must serve before you are served.
Tupu, you'll be leading, you'll be
Oh,
serving,
so you
Tupu, you'll
want
be
to come
serving.
in when you are not a youth, when you are no longer, when you want to come in when you are after 40, after 50, then you think of that person will not come to say, how can I support somebody that is above 50?
The truth about it is that you should be genuinely convinced that you are the one that wants to go for this thing. Let it not look as if it's selfish interest. I found earlier today when somebody said that some people's interests were not genuine. So it is good for us to first convince ourselves that we have the genuine interest of the people at heart, not just the popularity or the fact that we have been serving. We have seen people serve, they've been serving. When they are given the opportunity, they are not able to deliver. So you yourself need to build yourself to the capacity to deliver on that thing you have always called people for. But I believe there's time. We are building, like you have said, this is an online program. We are trying to bring ourselves together. But what we should first avoid in doing this is what you said, that some people will come into the program, peep, and go out. Let us not continue to peep at the posters of our contemporaries and his and say, who is this? What is he? Who be this one? Let us continue to encourage ourselves. The best of us is not coming out right now. We were told that the game is dirty and it was made difficult for many of us. So the best of us is not coming out. But why the ones who are coming out are not probably the best? Let's encourage them, because that's the only channel or route we can use to bring the best. They can see that, oh, this thing is possible. If anybody that can make it look possible, people will continue to shy away from it and continue in their daily lives. But those people who are trying in their best to make it look possible to us, we should encourage them. We should not try to gaslight them So this is all that I have experienced in this last week, and I know it's going to be better for us. We'll keep pushing. Thank you.
Tupu, in our days, there are people we know or we knew that they will become a certain kind of people in the future. Tupu, Flynn, can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes. Yes, very well. Yes.
Okay. And I take you. I'll use your example as one of those people I know say in the future you did public space because it was right from the moment your days, your activities. You are very friendly. People never really see you, but people don't know see you. No, say you only have a big smile in your face. And anybody that have a big smile in his face can win any political position in Nigeria. Can win any youth over. I understand you have to think about yourself. You said you are not ready, but we know you are
You're
more than
right.
ready.
Yeah, you
Eh?
know that.
We want people like you. I want to be campaigning for people like you, not for people I don't really have. Okay, the other day I saw Alika at the airport saying we are ready now. It's on. It's campaigning for us. I'm not saying you should not campaign for us, but we're supposed to be campaigning for him. Eh? Genesis is
Yes.
in Germany. He's supposed to think. He's supposed to thinking of relocating back home. I will say then for just for travel. If we not do commission, I will do that during
Yeah, but
phase
that's
of
true.
commission.
But another thing again, you have to also look at our political space because our political space is, like I always say, it's a very cash incentive, and and the uncertainty surrounding the politics in Nigeria, it's scary for people like us who are normal earners to delve into those waters because at some point you realize the stress that you have to go through to contest an election in Nigeria. The best way we can influence and have effect in government for now is by appointment. That's why I try to tell our people within Nigeria, young people, practice party politics. Because if you don't practice party politics, you cannot reap the. It be like Ususu. If you not donate for Ususu, you know if you collect. So if you don't practice policies, party politics, you can never be involved in the government. Because when they start sharing appointments, they look at relevance during the political the campaigns and all they look at those things before they start sharing appointments. So if we actually want to make any impact in governance, we have to practice politics. We have to practice party politics so we can grow. But for us, we'd already come out. It will be hard to now go back when you already have a base, you already have a life, so to say. To now go back and start from grassroots, it go hard. It go hard. Now, only through appointment. Let's say they give somebody appointment now. Then from there, you can now start building your base. Because Nigerian politics, not be from Benin or Abuja or Lagos. You get to go grassroots. You have to start from the grassroots because it's the grassroots that can make or mar you.
Okay.
In politics.
Okay, I understand what you're talking about now. I understand right now. Or you don't feel really
Yeah,
participate in our
Mr.
process
Tony.
because
Mr. Tony.
yeah,
Mr. Tony.
I
Can
hear
I
you.
help
I hear
Ojan?
you.
Can I help Ojan a little bit?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you say the truth about it. Ojan was trying cautious with the statements he was making. But let me make
Mhm.
it very blunt. The fact is that maybe I don't want to be using our generation again because I think we don't believe in our generation. But Odanese pointed out something. There's the use of money. You see, like when you tell them, why am I not going for office? In Nigerian politics, it is very expensive for you to gain the necessary relevance to possess an office.
True.
Now, why it is so difficult? Because there are so many things you need to fight, to battle by yourself in order to become relevant. So you need money to do this. So Ojanuse now points to the fact that appointment and all those other things can help you. But the real reality is that appointment will not take you anywhere. Appointment will just only make you to be used by these leaders who have held our common patrimony as their own. You know, these leaders have held our commonwealth and have used it as tool to continually appoint and remove us. Now, some of us who have brought monies, like the man Dennis Idahosa, invested a whole lot of money to get to where he was. It's not any leader that pushed him. It was a whole lot of money to become. Unfortunately, we might not like his person, or he doesn't have the what they call the CV that some other people have. But there's nobody in Nigeria, because of what these leaders have done to us for over the years, that we have the same money push himself to succeed in politics in Nigeria at the age of 35, 40 without having to travel out. You know what I mean?
It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
It's impossible. So if we do not now realize that this is our fate, to use the person we have to take that power, then maybe clean the system, it will never work. The truth is that some people must be sacrificed. If we have somebody who we don't think has the pedigree, is not up to us, is not the best, is the only person that can give us the chance. That's what we should do. Greater good, if we can take it. That's the idea, because trust me, the man Alika or who you mentioned, even while he might even have the idea to do it, he cannot muscle these people. Me, I know, okay, I have tried my best, but the one that I have, can I risk it? Because even if it doesn't work, I should be able to fall back and say, okay, I still have a life. Not that after investing and it doesn't work, I will be so broke and poor that I will not be able to get up again. So, the thing is this: we have people who we can say, okay, well, we can support them, use them, take the power. We have seen it happen all over the world. Most people that plan the coup are not the people who they give the powers to. They give the power to
Mr. Flea, sorry, we barely hear you. I think you are driving. Your voice is not really audible like that. Oga Kulata, I greet you. I hear you. I see you for comment section. Yeah. Okay. Again, my co-host. You there, right?
That is just my help.
Okay. My co-host, I want quickly move touch on before we go to that. We also want to go to just politics. I want quickly touch our subject. Tinubu still forging ahead to go to QATAR. Is it nice?
Well, first of all, before we go into Tinubu, going to Qatar, Abu say he wanted to make a suggestion. Abu, you see that there's something you want to make from previous, or we can move on. Okay, let's move on. Tinubu want to say you want to go to Qatar. Why can't us go to Qatar? Is visa free? When they get big, they'll get work. Let me to the Qatar.
It's so funny.
Tomorrow,
it's so funny.
90 countries, because it is what a Singaporean visa passport will give to you. That's what the passport of a Nigerian president can give to you. You can go into multiple countries at any time, any day, multiple times. So maybe it's good because if you are going to Singapore, well, I don't know. I was Qatar. I saw the brief. That is the social media we're talking about. When the president goes or does not go, why is it a big deal? Is that the major issue today?
Yeah, you know, the reason why it's a big deal is because people are saying, based on the present situation in the country.
Okay.
Based on the present situation in the country, you shouldn't be thinking of such things. Those things are secondary.
What is he going to do? What's he going to do?
Bilateral, that's what they call it. Bilateral economic relationship, blah, blah, blah. We all know where that ends. It's going to seek for funds. It's going to borrow money.
Okay, it's going to borrow. Okay, it's going to borrow money. Okay.
Yes, it's going to borrow money. All those bilateral, it's about seeking for loans
But it's not which is going to seek for loans which may not be approved. It is
we don't need it.
no, but
We
I'm not
actually, the country actually doesn't need it because
okay.
these loans that they seek and they get are also being looted. You seek
Okay.
a loan, you get the loan, maybe you get $10 billion. 3 months later, it's looted.
Okay, so that is why, but like I said, when these monies are collected, when these loans are paid, as in paid into the treasury account, are they disbursed or are they disbursed to the
Yeah,
states?
they are disbursed. Like I said, disbursed to private pockets. They are
No,
looted.
don't forget about private pocket or private. Are they disbursed to the states? They are disbursed,
Uh,
and now
yes, the
we
state,
are
the
asking
state,
that
the
somebody is
state.
going to wait. Oh, yeah, wait. Let's say we are 6 people here, and all of it. So, and for one reason, you are going to say you are the president of this house, and while you
Okay.
are president, we have 5 governors. Now we need money to, as we stay in our boxes, that is our state, and we all need. I need to develop my state. This is my state. My state is my place here. Now, some people came into my studio. They came for something. They wanted something. That is the people coming to the government to ask for something, and
Yeah.
I have to provide it for them. And you, the president, I tell you, this is what we need in the state, so we can have provision for my state. When you give it to me, when I ask for it, if you don't give it to me, like I know in the Nigerian political space, they complain. The president, our derivation, our allocation, our this, blah, blah. You go, you get the billions, you come, you share. Now the billions are in our court. But the people that come to us and come to the governor, they complain. Those are the people complaining. Every state has a governor. Every state
Mm-hmm.
has a governor. Every state has senators. This is the problem today is because we don't know, we don't hold the right channel accountable. Before elections, 100 senators or 50 senators will go and buy tickets for 100 million per ticket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That 100 million, if they put all the monies together, they can try to generate electricity by setting up a new dam or increasing the dam that we have. There is a way those things can be increased. But they just buy a ticket. Now, a chairman of a political party is sitting on 2.3 billion naira on ticket purchase alone.
Yeah.
Is
Are
that
you
not
talking about Mr. Abure?
no, Mr. Abure? The last APC ticket was 100 million. That
Yes.
that CBN governor even had the effort to buy.
To buy, yeah. The impunity. Over 20 people buy, but
You see people buying 100 million just for a ticket. The party created over 2 point something billion. Now with this outcome, tell me why there will be problems going forward. Because some people
yes.
got lost in that process because after they paid for the billion, they didn't do anything. They just moved like this, moved like this. On the day of primaries, they say, "I come, I endorse, I come, I step down and I support." And you are paying 100 million, and that is not the only money you have spent.
Yeah, but they get their monies back now.
That is what
They get their monies back.
How do they get their monies back?
Yeah, okay, like it is in Nigerian politics. If you collapse your structure, example, you are contesting for presidency or governorship, you bought your ticket.
The reason we are talking here is because of the Qatar travel and back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Qatar travel, we cannot. Yeah, you can fault the Senate, but our democracy is so polarized that the executive, we say we have 3 arms of government: the executive, legislative, and the judiciary. But in our democracy, all those 3 arms of government, they are one, because the legislature is supposed to check the executive, and the judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man. But if you see our space as it is, our judiciary, our legislature is almost rubber stamped. They barely criticize or scrutinize the executive. And that brings everything back to us as
So
the citizens.
they barely scrutinize.
They barely scrutinize the executive. Everything the executive
When
does
people eat
is
the same table, do they when people eat on the same table and they are allowed to eat like a buffet style? Have you ever gone to a buffet before to find people quarreling?
but that's not supposed to be democracy.
No, I'll give you an
Because
example.
all arms, yeah, we are saying
Of democracy. We are calling
how we
it
practice it, but
have
how
you
it's supposed to be practiced.
have you
All
ever
arms,
gone
all
into
arms supposed to
a
be check the order. But now all of them work pari passu. So that's where we, as the citizens, that's where we come in. If we stop exalting our elected officers, which are the House of Reps, the Senate, the senators, if we stop exalting them when they come back home after doing nothing in Abuja, I guess when they go back to Abuja, when they sit, they might be more reasonable. But when they do nothing and they come back home, we the people, we still exalt them. We still call them our leader. We still call them chairman.
Yeah, we do all those things sometimes because of age. In Nigeria, you know, I don't want to use Nigeria in general because let me speak of my community where I grew up. My community where the community trains a child. I was trained by my community, which means if I see my neighbor, my friend's father, I bow my head and I greet him.
Mm-hmm.
I greet him, I make sure I greet him and I put sir at the end. Good afternoon, sir. He knows that I'm talking to my friend's father, a friend's neighbor, or my father's friend, anybody. My community.
Yeah.
In my community, we didn't fight. Yes, we did all we did. We respected our neighbors the way we respected our parents. Because from where I grew up, our neighbors or the elders around our community had they had the powers to reprimand us outside our home. Meaning, if you are caught doing something outside, your neighbor can tell you, "Come, stop that, go home now," and we do get up and go home. That's the way the community I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, when you see an elder, we greet them. It's not because he's a senator or he's a
and even if the elder is a thief.
No, come. It is. Are you a police officer?
No, we see.
Do you know?
When I say, see, wait. When I say even when the elder is a thief, because we know that our politicians, we should not mind words. Our senators, our House of Reps, they are thieves. They are thieves because the money that's supposed to be used for their constituents or their senatorial district are being put in different banks and used for their private problem.
No disrespect. Your father was a commissioner.
Yes.
Would that be said about your dad too?
Yeah, if my father erred, if my father erred,
you know what your father brought home.
Wait. If my father erred in it, see, there are some offices you hold. I tell anybody, especially in Nigeria, there are some offices you hold. Even without stealing money, my brother, you will come out a millionaire.
How does that happen? When you wake up, with
no. You just ask the question. You just ask the question. They have all the incentives. They have dividends. They pay. You could practically live off your incentives without even touching your basic salary.
Yes, that is basically what they say allowances in the federal house.
Yeah, the different allowances. When you travel out of state, the monies you get
is almost bigger than your salary. Yes.
So when you see these things, you will know that the reason why these people steal is because of greed.
Okay.
It's greed. Because if you before your appointment, you earn 300,000 a month before your appointment in your previous job,
Well,
you now get an appointment and you're earning 5 million a month without incentives. And now you are having another 300 million for the people. What do? We take the 300 million for the people and give them nothing.
yeah. Oh, no,
But if you take your 5 million, and use the 300 million for the people, that is democracy. That is giving back what belongs to the people to the people.
you have not earned does not justify anything. These incentives can make it is not compulsory the incentives should be received. If they tell you, oh God, this is an incentive, this is how we do it, and when you are here, you travel, you calculate yourself and say, I'm traveling. That is the these lines were the lines Peter Obi used. That was why people clamored for him. You don't have
Yeah,
to
see,
you don't have to say
yeah.
because it is an incentive holding this position. You should travel with 50 million every time you travel. And you collect it and say, okay, I am not a thief. This is an incentive that comes with the job. So I must take it. No, it doesn't. No, you have to be realistic to say, if I continue like this, I don't stop it. These incentives over time will grow based on the market value of goods and services. Because now they're saying things are high. When they are saying things are high, even legislators and House of Representatives and so on, executives are saying they are still crying that things are high. So they want their salaries or their allowances or incentives to be increased because they receive excess. Now it is not enough. The world is enough. The world can the food can sustain the world, but the greed cannot. That is what is affecting us today. The president in his high expense paid life will say there is problem and he needs his finances to be increased because of the way things are. That is when incentives, you have to stop it. That is where Peter Obi came into the light. Because he talked about if you're coming to my office, I don't have to give you champagne. If you want to drink champagne in your house. I'm not giving you those things. There were incentives that he saw that he said he complained about. I know they always complain when they're out of office, when they no longer sit on those tables. Everybody says yes, it was expensive. Now I'm going to come and change it. You were there at some point. You said you changed it, but how did it linger afterwards? That is why I take it back now to Obasanjo making Nigeria the most expensive democracy in the world. We cannot be coming from Abacha. You are telling me because they say Abacha, these funds were dropping from everywhere and they were having millions of dollars in furniture allowance. They make chairs in Benin, they make chairs in Abuja, they make chairs in Lagos. How much? Why should we have the wood? What? Why are we having millions of dollars for furniture only? And teachers are underpaid, doctors are underpaid, the police that stand behind you, the man with the gun behind you, he's underpaid to protect you.
Mr. Junior, the truth is this, this thing is just a politician thing.
Sele wants to say
sorry.
something. I know
Sele want to come in.
Sele wants to
Yeah.
say something, but Sele, is it there?
Yeah.
Sorry to go, you are next. Sorry. Sele has written it that he wants to. I know you are driving, you might not say. Sele, what do you have to say?
No,
Sorry.
quick one. I'm just trying to go by what you are saying. When you say when these politicians come back home, we respect them. We respect money and we respect grandeur. And if us being on this platform now, if Senate President was to sign on this thing, we are not seeing him, we are not his friends. Everybody will say, good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Most people will. Let me not say everybody. Let me just, it's something that is in our DNA. Maybe because of what we've gone through as a country, as a people, And at the end of the day, we've lost all sense of dignity. I don't know. But it's like the rice they were trying to share just now that led to some madness. Cheap rice. People are hungry. Now they're telling you you're going to get a bag of rice for 10,000. Everybody could have just stayed in line and it would have probably got into everybody's hand. But the mentality is there's something that is gone. People are hungry. People are desperate. You cannot have reasoning through desperation. There's no there's no way around it. We know these people are not doing the right things in Abuja. Senators, House of Rep members, you have it. When they go back to their constituency, all those people thinking about at that second if this man is going to share money around because they are hungry. They're not going to be talking about, oh, how did you influence a constituency project? No. Or could you have done this in Abuja? They can't even get to that point with all these people. When they come with Jeep Mopo and everything, you see them hailing them. Like, look at what happened in what's this man's state? Uzodinma when he was running, when he was campaigning, talking about how he's going to take how many thousand youths to Europe or whatever. People were actually applauding. And I'm like, wait, these people know that this man is just fluffing. But for a split second, when you look at the way they're applauding, no, they actually believe it because their mind have been conditioned in such a way that it's only every 4 years we see these politicians. Why they are here? Let's just try and hail them whether they will give us something. That is what.
Throw a few feast of dollars or naira into the air. Everybody goes there.
Maybe you haven't been in that situation.
Because the only thing they do is take pictures. I don't think they give them money.
No, they share money. I've seen in political gatherings where they give money here and there, but because we are not in those, we are not desperate. We look at these politicians and say these guys are just taking the piece. But when you see somebody that is looking for 500 naira to eat indomie and egg, there's a chance that somebody might give him 2,000 that day or 5,000. My brother, that guy will say anything. That every minute he will say anything. And when it goes back to how we criticize these people, please, who is the opposition in Nigeria? Who is the social critic in Nigeria? How do we criticize these people? How? Opposition now, PDP is supposed to be the opposition of, in steps of the political structure, they're supposed to be the opposition now. Those are money bags as well. They are doing the same thing in their state. Who is opposing who?
The bigger gang.
See Labour Party now that we thought, okay, party of saints, has turned to party of vultures and scavengers. So when you say, when you like now they're talking about people sharing dollars for Edo State primaries of Labour.
Imagine.
Like when you see these things and you see that, I said it just now. I said, if anybody can help me point out one agency, one parastatal, one institution in Nigeria that will say, okay, this one is working, this one work, please, I'm all ears. The system is rotten. And when we say, oh, where does it start? To me, honestly, it starts from the head. It starts from the top. Whether you are entitled to, like you were saying, Junior, now, whether you're entitled to extra code, whether you're entitled to travel allowance, whatever, the country cannot afford those excesses anymore. That is the reality. And I think what is going on in Nigeria is that these guys still think that maybe they see the money, they can take it or whatever. Somebody told me, a guy that is close to government, he said, when you're in that circle, you don't go there and be talking negative talk of saying Nigeria government cannot afford anything.
They'll take you out.
They'll look like peasants.
You will not be in that meeting again.
Yeah, they'll fade you. They'll fade you.
You came here to spy. You came here to spy.
You're working against.
When you're in that
corridor,
living room or whatever, everybody is a yes man. Because in your mind, you're like, okay, they are sharing 500 million. You know that agency does not have 500 million, but they want to share 500. You not say, oh God, wait, so agency does not, they'll say this one is, you came here to spoil. So it starts from the head. When the head says, okay, instead of us to buy the Senate, you guys want cars, right? Instead of me to buy you people Land Cruisers and Prados, I will buy you innocent vehicles. Let's start from there. We can cut costs. Now, The senators might push back and say, oh, we are waiting for you when you want to pass your budget or whatever. You will tell them, don't worry, we will see on the floor of the House. Let's fight that fight. At some point, something has to give.
Somebody will give, yeah.
Something has to give. If you say, oh, you are going to Dubai or whatever, why take over how many delegates? No, let me go with just 5 people. The rest people go to hell. Go to hell. So at the end of the day, if we don't act like we are a broke nation and we are in trouble, we are not going to, there's not going to be any change. So it starts from the top to say, okay, this is how we are doing it. You mentioned something, states come, what's it called? Plate in hand on hand or begging federal, whatever. At the end of the day, you not see, taking loans is not a bad thing. It's not. Every country's own. But our main problem is that we are taking loan in what's it called? Foreign currency that we cannot print. So somehow we have to earn that money to pay back. But if you use the loans for you take an agricultural loan, you said, okay, we're going to use this loan to support farmers in the north and try and give them new ways of growing or whatever. If they grow their seeds, their cashew, their whatever, it's an export product. That is how you use a loan. But when you go take that loan and you say, okay, right now, we need some G-Wagons and we need some things. Let's take from that one.
That is about to go there.
Exactly. Then tomorrow, the farmers are still struggling. There's insecurity. They don't have tractors, they don't have fertilizer or whatever it case might be. Where is the money going to come from?
So when these monies are borrowed, they are disbursed, right? Based on what these states
they are not disbursed to the right to the right people. Let me give you an example. The Minister of Humanitarian, the lady that was trying to send money to, why are you sending money to somebody's personal account? What was that money for? He said the money.
She said that it has been a usual process and it's not new.
Good, no problem.
That's what
she was the one. So, which makes it even worse. So, the money you guys are supposed to share for social projects, which is that, oh, let's give money to the poorest Nigerians.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have decided to send that money to your friend's account. That money is not going to get to anybody. The money that you're supposed to use for some sort of productivity, just to make them, okay, I have more money in my pocket, let me try and buy something from the market to put more money into the economy or whatever, let the economy grow, whatever. So if you borrow that money, whatever reasons that thing is already flawed. It's gone. It's gone. And now, like that, when you hear different things, maybe I'm shooting in different directions, but I'm just trying to tell you like where we are. We have sold oil that we haven't drilled. Do you know that Buhari did those deals? Oil that is still in the ground. They collected money for it. What did you use that money for? So
who will buy oil that is still in the ground?
What do you mean who will buy?
Nigeria that can do that, you will go and buy something that has not been manufactured.
No,
it's only the Nigerian government. But do you think any other government will buy oil that has not been?
Whoever you are just paying upfront. If you have
nobody, those people that do businesses with us will not go that route. You want to buy oil from a Nigerian?
No, those
so for me, I feel it's another story that will be used to
see.
Or another way for people to say these people have bought it, so you pay them or you give them.
The question where it came up now, we are saying the place we generate our forex from is from oil sales. So people ask the question: are we not selling oil anymore? We have back orders. It happens in business. I can have a factory that people want to buy my product. I'll be like, okay, you know what? Stand in line, pay me up front. When I produce, I will supply. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I use that money for is what the problem is. If I now and I squander it, instead of me to buy products for my factory, I use it to go and drink champagne and buy G-Wagon and enter private jet. Then tomorrow, when they're asking for their products, okay, let me give you a good example. My mom, before she passed, she had the pure water factory in Benin. When pure water is scarce, some people will call and say, I want to pay up front. When the what's it called? The roll that they use in packing the pure water sometimes is scarce. We pay up front to those suppliers. When they have, they will then they will supply. If tomorrow they use that money not to run their factory, they use it for something else. Time to supply me now is a problem. So that is where I try to break things down to simplify it, but we are in a mess. Our leaders should not be acting like all is well. All is not well. We shouldn't be hearing about billions to be used for buying cars. No, which cars? Can't people bring his personal cars?
Or traveling abroad
Or
to
traveling
do
abroad?
for bilateral bullshit.
What we are going there to do what? Then you see ladies coming on social media and posting videos of how they went to as a Nigerian delegation,
Mhm.
What is going on? Who paid for your trip?
Okay.
Why are you on the delegation of the federal government? What are you doing there? What is the only people that
is
going for
going back
economic?
to social media. She came to social media to expose herself. I
Yeah,
don't know why she did
she
that.
doesn't know whether that
Was
the
it
only
smart?
people that should be going for those kind of economic whatever, minister of finance and budgeting or whatever, and that is it.
But they
And
have
maybe
Yeah.
representatives at the embassies in the country. Those
yeah,
people can
same
represent.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
exactly.
I just wanted to say that before Junior said it.
They have
We
chambers
have
of commerce
representatives in our embassies. So why are you carrying people?
why are you carrying people from here? What are you people going to do there? Why do you need? Then they say, oh, if you are a level this in government, the allowance is $1,000 every day. Then the level whatever after that is $400. Who giving dollars to who?
For who? For what?
Then tomorrow you hear people going for Hajj. Government is still talking about subsidizing money for Hajj and pilgrimage or whatever. What is that for?
24 billion naira.
Those things we
Imagine for Hajj
we
or
need to stop.
pilgrimage.
And that is the bleeding. We cannot fix Nigeria. Nobody can fix Nigeria in 8 years. But you can stop the bleeding. At least. The waste, you can block
What?
the bleeding. Because
The
Nigeria
bleeding.
Stop with bleeding with the people with the knives. Stop.
okay, so I rest my case.
The guy is holding a knife and you're telling him he's not holding a first aid box. He's not holding a tool. He's not a doctor. A man
He's built to bleed.
He's trying to pull out the knife and you're saying, no, don't pull out the knife. Then he dips it in. Okay, what will I do? Take it out. He's trying to pull it. He said to the right. He's trying to extend the stitch. That is a problem. Because these same people don't even want to hear anything else apart from their finances being doubled. That is just it. I don't want to believe. Some people say they think they are dumb. Some people say they are not smart. These guys are the smartest guys in politics. That's why they hold the powers that they hold. Take it or leave it. Some of them have been there for over 20 years. Do you know what 20 years is?
Yeah, but for me, I see them as opportunists because that's not being smart. Because if you are being smart, imagine you are the minister of health of a country, and you're sick and you have to go abroad. You're not smart.
You think the minister of health will trust any Nigerian doctor?
That's what I'm saying. He's not smart.
He would rather go to a place. Where if a doctor kills his wife, the doctor will go to jail. Where is the lady that operated this Stella Obasanjo? Let's go back into reality now. Stella Obasanjo had a surgery sometime somewhere in
Spain. In Spain.
Too far. They can't treat malaria in Aso Rock Clinic.
So what are you saying? So they rather go to a place where if things go wrong with the medicals, the doctor can be held.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they are not smart. So they are not smart. They are not smart. You say somebody is smart, you are rich, you are driving a Maybach on a bad road, and you say you're smart. That's not smart.
He will tell you how many roads can he build. That is why now, you see, I said something before, some time ago. Why can't, when they had the elections, the general elections, everybody had their support. I said something. I said, why is that every former governor, every governor has got a property in Lagos? Why don't every governor have a property in Edo or Delta or okay, let me not use Edo and Delta as big Benin or Asaba or even Port Harcourt. Why is it so?
Lagos is the hub. Lagos is the hub.
People now said Lagos has been former capital, Lagos has been this, Lagos has been that. I understand. But do you know people in Lagos or the government in Lagos, they've always did their best to make sure that Lagos is conducive for them to stay, even if you cannot completely do it. They'll do that their Ikoyi, Ikeja, small axis, Lekki, for them to stay conducive. At night when you come from when you're driving at night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., there are people fixing roads. Honestly, let's just be factual. There are people fixing roads at night. You see lights, you see those engineering trucks fixing roads because they know that's where they will drive their Maybach.
It used to be
this big
so,
bank.
but
They will
it
make
used-
it. Yeah.
it used to be like that. It's not like that anymore.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm not saying from what I knew.
The whole place is a mess.
What I knew.
If rain fall meet you for Lekki, you are done.
I
It
just
has been like that. It has been like that for years.
no.
You are done.
They're below water level.
No,
And
that
now
part
So
of
so so wait so where is the smartness? Now where is the smartness?
let me give you sorry to cut you off. There was
it's better than
but you know, if I take Lagos that you're talking about, right? I don't even think they are being very smart. Now, Lagos have a lot of waterways, right? I have a friend, he lives in VGC. He has a jetty at the back of his house. From VGC to Lekki Phase 1 by boat is less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, right?
yeah.
From VGC to Lekki Phase 1 by road, if that traffic gets you the wrong time, you can literally do 2 hours. For you to get to Lekki Phase 1 like 8 o'clock in the morning and you live in VGC, you have to leave your house by say 6:30, thereabouts. So I asked him, I saw it, I'm like, okay, can't one of these people, because this is money that will be generational wealth. I'm not saying give it to somebody else, give yourself, open a ferry company, your Saulu or whoever, give it to your son as long as the thing is
To be running it.
I really don't care. Let it be that you should be able to, the ferry that we see, I think a lot of places in the UK have it, some part of America, you drive your car on it.
Mhm.
No, but sorry,
We have it here. We have it in Hamburg.
that is in Lagos. That is in
They used to
Yeah,
be
we have it in Hamburg.
they used to be junior because
I know
somebody said
from Lekki, you can go to Ikoyi. From
yes, they used to be one company that was.
I've been on one before. No jokes.
How many years ago, Junior?
No, it's been a while. I said I've
Okay,
been on
so
one. I said that
I
they
said
used to.
they used to have one Tavan. That's what the company was called, right?
You drive your cars, they just ship you across.
Yes, and at the end of the day, that can solve
A lot of
50% of
Yeah.
like
and it's cheap.
that is money that you are going to be collecting from this generation. A guy came to Lagos one time, right? He said, I'll put solar street lights everywhere on the island at no cost. The only thing I asked for on the street light panels, I will use it as advert boards. You know, when they put adverts in Lagos.
Digital.
That is how, let me just have that thing for 5 or 10 years or whatever. That is how I'll pay myself back. Brilliant idea. We all know who is in charge of good in Lagos. They killed it. Now, my point is that, okay, say you don't want someone else to do it. You do it.
Okay.
You do it.
The idea is already there. The idea is already there.
No, it's not there. It's written.
No, I said the idea is already there. Implement it.
Why don't you? They cannot even run a business. You don't even want to have to go through the pain of, okay, let me set this solar company up. We'll bring solar street lights that we don't need. It's only in Nigeria you see where they use generator to on street lights. I don't know how sustainable that. You see one man will walk and go on the generator to on street light. So we use solar to power this thing. All we need to do is maintenance or whatever, and at least we know every corner of the island, at least let's start from there, has street light. Then from putting adverts or whatever on this street like that, that is something that you will sign it into whatever, sign a 50-year contract with Lagos for all I care. You and your people will eat that money. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. But
we have we have a module on the YouTube chat. He says, how do we hold them accountable? Is the question. I think we have to start forming consortiums where we can put human resources together to demand accountability from our politicians. He wanted to write politicians, but probably he didn't have enough room to finish. But he meant politicians. How do we hold them accountable? We have said before. How do we hold ourselves accountable? A man that cannot hold himself accountable has no powers to hold somebody else accountable.
Pressure groups. That's why you should have pressure groups, but they will bribe the people.
Pressure groups can be being hijacked here and there
they will hijack it, and everybody will start.
Pressure groups start. The people start fighting themselves for leadership. One becomes the leader. He now becomes a god or a lord over the people.
My question: Can I?
Go in. The phone is yours.
Are you trying to say there's something wrong with our DNA? As I don't want to use the word
black. Yes.
We think we are too smart. Yes. Home and abroad.
We need to work on our mindset.
No, but if the DNA is bad, and we're saying this, okay, let me use this for example. Sorry, I like using examples. I spoke to a Lebanese guy, and the guy was like, in Port Harcourt, he said he's so shocked that Nigerians are queuing up to go to Canada, UK, whatever, that people in Lebanon, they are queuing up to come to Nigeria. And I'm like, how do you mean? He said, see, nightlife, restaurant business, all of that in Lagos now, Abuja, Port Harcourt, is theirs. They own everything. They have taken up everything. He said, everybody has come to realize that, okay, Lebanon, there's no money there. It's a poor nation, but they have rich people. So there are guys that will finance all of these restaurants in Lagos and nightclubs. That is their role. They come and they're just financiers. There are guys that will come as the chefs. They will come, this one know how to cook. There are guys that will come and manage. There are guys that will be, if you go to any of their clubs, you always see them standing. You see one guy standing by the bar, watching everything. That is why he's there. Everybody knows their role. There are people that repatriate the funds back to Lebanon for the finance there. And he was like, if we know the amount of money that they take out after that, you cannot even, like, people are saying, man, their dream is to come to Nigeria and work. And I had to sit down and say, okay, let me just run this scenario through my head. Let me use, for the sake of where we grew up, Benin boys. Let me just use. I'll say, let me try and count 10 Benin boys, right? That I will say, you know what? Let's put up a fund. We'll put 10 million inside. Let's try and make 100 million so that we know we have a big war chest, so to say. That money we'll use it to be investing in different things. Another mind told me that the first question that will pop up will say, so who will hold the money? Well, because they are crops, the money will go there.
Who's going to hold those funds?
That is our thinking. That is the way.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong.
Because I don't see any industry, any business that that is how it is with all these conglomerates or whatever. If anybody, people say those states, there's nothing, there's no whatever. How many people have come together to say we want to open a factory? We grew up here in these states. Let's try and open a factory in this state that will be producing X and X and X.
Will the people work?
Junior, in Benin, there's a Chinese factory that produces tiles.
Yeah.
They are not from space. It's money that they have. It's working. Every time you see an Obaseki is close to, every time they donated money to Bender Insurance that day, I went for an event one time. They called the Chinese lady, they gave her a Bender Insurance jersey or whatever. They are doing their social responsibility or whatever. They are there doing lights in that area. I think it's somewhere on Sapler Road. They have almost 18-20 hours light. Government have supported them. They pay taxes. They are giving back. So at the end of the day, it is not something that is not do, but we cannot just see beyond our nose sometimes, because now we are thinking, oh, this guy or whatever. Then before where the whole thing just goes really south, they will now start calling courts our affiliations. Like seriously, which planet? What is all? So that is where the just started. So, to me, to change Benin or what, it's not a big deal. I commend Yoruba people. They come together in their own way.
Yes,
They
Igbos do it too.
Igbos do it. So why
The people we underrate most.
so why can't we do that in our own state? No, politics is nice and great, but we can still do business in our state.
Yeah, but I will tell you something. I
Sele,
will tell you
sorry,
something.
sorry, let me chime in a little bit. Sele, sorry. The problem of the country, of this thing we were just talking about, is the South. Give kudos to the Yorubas, the Igbos, and the Hausas. You see one Aboki man be sponsoring like 2,000 Aboki in a different states. Let's just say Apatua, you supply the cattle, they remit back. You see Yorubas that come together, bring their brilliant mind, they'll do something good. You see Igbo, they have this one boy system, they work together. Go look these are stores they have like Nest and the rest. Most of the guys that are working there, they are not even getting paid for the next 5 years. But they'll suppose the store after 5 years, their master will open an internal business for them. But we in the south.
No, Benin.
But I have no, but
No, it's not only Benin. Delta,
But
we have Delta.
I have a story, but I don't know how true my story is.
But let me just land. Look at us in the south. From Calabar to Benin, where it stops there already. Everybody wants to do something on their own. Individual wealth is not, what I say, I say individual wealth. Individual hustle is not wealth generation. You cannot make it. It's a very big and healthy space. You need what do you say, collective wealth. You have to come together. Somebody has the brain. Some will have the wealth. Some will have, you would even have the brain, can even do the job. There are people that can do the job. Remember those days, Junior, Salah was in a SS1 with 35 years old, just in SS1 doing all the job, clearing and everything. When you have some people like the Derry and the Uzi, who do with the brilliant mind, then you have Junior that can, we have different people in class then. It's not the most that you will start it and you finish it. Our problem, we've been in Delta, we have this individual mindset. It's not good. Not only the young boys, our parents too.
No, I think for our parents, let me speak for our parents. Don't say you come here. Our parents were laid back. Let me just be honest. Our parents were they were comfortable with the way things were, and they just did their own. They focused on themselves. Myself, my wife. I have one Oaks and 1,504. It's okay.
Nigeria worked for them. So why would they?
Yeah, we will say it worked for them, but they were too comfortable. They were too,
because your salary was enough for you.
My parents, they're still
because your salary was enough for you to buy a brand new car. Like
I'm just saying. At some point, we had all those comfort, but sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone to do something extra. I'm not blaming them, but I'm just saying the problem here in our is the competition. We are too competitive. It came from our roots too. Because in class, I always say this thing, so I don't know if I've said it in any of the episodes. Your father and your mother, some people, their parents force them to carry first. When they carry second, they accuse them. Why you second? Why you not first? The person carrying first, if that person is not a human being, they rebuke you for trying to be best out of the second best. They want you to be best.
So to start a business with me is us being in competition?
Yes. Who is going to be? Who's going to hold the money? Who are we going to call? I have a story. Let me say a story. I don't like to say this story, but I will say it. But I will not speak too much on it. A couple of friends came up together. They came together. They had a business. The business started booming. These friends started fighting. Until today, these friends don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm not saying it. I would not have to start mentioning names or.
No.
Yes, I won't do that. But it's a factual thing. I felt very sad
Mm-hmm.
because these guys built something that I have always admired. The time I knew about the Owando group. The Owando group were a group of friends that came together. They were not from the same, the Owando group guys were not from the same state. They were friends that came together. They started and they became Owando today. They bought Union Petrol. The company Ocean and Oil bought Union Petrol. And all of a sudden, I think it became the Owando group. O and O means ocean and oil. That is it. They were young men that came together and that they excelled. But these guys started, and today they don't talk to each other because money came in. I hope if they see this, they don't use it against me.
No, they should not use it against
It's an example
us.
that I have seen.
It should be maybe they go use and learn.
No, they
Right?
Because
me use and learn. I have to
Maybe
learn.
them when they hear it now, they go know how
No,
they fuck up. You know.
because if I had been in that place, honestly, I was not part of it too. But if I had been there, I would have begged for it not to. You are doing something that is becoming successful. All of a sudden, ego started coming to it, and they were friends. These people have been friends for years.
Junior, let me. Okay, sorry. Oh, Diana, say you wanted to say something. Let me.
No, yeah, actually, in this regards, our Edo, and all this. I don't know. Like I said, I cannot pinpoint the Oba, but there's this saying in Edo, Umaegba in Edo. They say it's a curse from an extreme Oba. Yes,
17th century.
yes. They say the Edo they betrayed him and he placed a curse on the people. And if you look at us, I think these are things. I believe people when they take of religion. I grew up a Catholic, but traveling abroad has made me appreciate my origin more. I'm more into ancestors,
True.
and I don't know. I'm not. I don't believe you. I don't say I be Ogun worshiper but I don't fault people that do that.
They use Ogun, they kill you.
No, because when I think we also should maybe the Oba should maybe we should make some sacrifices or I don't know what to
I
do
don't say
because
point of correction. I don't say point of correction. That proclamation, that swear wasn't for bad. It was actually for good. That it swear that Benin will never have time again to plan bad thing against themselves. But fortunately, they're not planning they're not planning anymore, but they
Maybe
just
the thing now misplaced to
I don't
something.
know how it is. I don't know how it got because anytime I think of Benin on how when we talk of this kind of things, you're going to think of we we would have been when they say we are the heartbeat of the nation. Not be talk,
no the
not be
proud
just talk. Now the
I don't say
effect with the
sorry.
town don't pull in the past. Now make the record a heartbeat. But why are we just still how we are?
See,
We are too
let me
proud. We are too
say,
proud. We are too proud.
let
Continue.
me. This is a personal experience, so it's not. When I was trying to open a business in Benin, my football place, Vuvuzela football, whatever, I started it. I leased the land for like 5 years or 6 years then, and I ran out of funds. I approached everybody that close to me, so to say. Some guys that were close to me, and everybody, oh, good idea, good idea, good idea. Oh, yeah, whatever. And I really wanted to do it with somebody that grew up in Benin because of Benin is not a big place. With the person's influence or whatever, we
Yeah.
can attract more
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Even not
Yes.
for the funds or anything, we can
Yes.
attract more people, and everything sounded great. One directed me to somewhere where I can take a loan. That was me coming to you to meet you, say let's partner. He directed me somewhere
Mm.
where I take loan. I said, okay, not the other one told me that he liked the business. No, that is a good idea, but know whether he's what did he say? Whether he will have a say. And I said, That is why we have agreements. Get your lawyer. Let's not even do it as body. Get your lawyer. I'll get my lawyer. We'll write things down and we'll say this is what say what you want. I'm not so at the end of the day, I just ended up doing it by myself. I got a partner, but the person was not in Nigeria and I ended up doing it by myself, so to say. But it was so sad because I just saw it as I don't want to sound let not be I'm sounding bitter, but I just saw it as a group of people that didn't want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
That is my because this story this thing I'm talking about, this is 2015. The business is still there till today.
2013, 2014, you started your Vuvuzela. This time Vuvuzela was in 14.
Yeah, I was
14
there too.
December, yeah. 14 December,
I
yeah.
was there. I was there 2017. I remember
The
when I came
business is still
2017.
there till today.
You see?
It's not, this is, so at the end of the day, now because I don't have time to really go to Benin, I now found some young, so I still have some hope for this younger generation when it comes to business, not politics now, when it comes to business, because a lot of them have invested in Benin, nightclub, nightlife, or whatever it is. A lot of things are springing up in Benin and it's owned by young people. So I got a lot. There was one time I got tired because I was not going to Benin. I wanted to sell the business. I had some people in Benin that were of my age that were still in Benin. I approached them and make me an offer, take it up, and it was the same story here and there. I'm like, you know what? Let me just. But the business was now being affected because of my absence, and I just when these guys came, the first thing I told them, I said, whatever you guys are doing, are you going to change the name? And the guy said, oh God, this name is already a brand. I'm not going to touch it. And I was sold. And that was it. So they let them continue with what I've started. Oh well. But our I don't know, Junior, you mentioned something about our generation, our parents were but us there's something about oh, I'm telling you, people that were born mid 70s, late 70s, for I don't know, they call them millennials, baby boom, or whatever, I don't know what they call them.
Mm-hmm.
In Benin, there's something wrong. There was something that happened that everybody is disconnected. We're all friends, don't get me wrong. We are all friends and we are all buddies. We hang
Let me
out,
use example. Let's use example
but
of
to come
OJ
together
and
and be serious. To me,
Sele.
oh, yes, sir.
So let me use the example of OJ and our brother Christo Presken because we are alive. This at one time OJ and Christo they could excel because that's the only one time I felt that our friends we use our soft power as friends to make things happen unknowingly though, not like we just came to discuss like okay let's do this unknowingly like this for example. Crystal was smart enough to like, okay, every Benin guys or every Benin we are going to Lagos, we stay in Presken, we call Crystal. And at the end of the day, it grew. Now, if everybody's leaving Lagos coming to Benin, we come to OJ's spot. What's his name again? That spot he opened then. What's the name of the place?
It's based
It
on
was
borrowed.
Ugbo Road, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Metro.
What was it?
Metro.
Metro, yeah. Yeah, I was there 2017 when I came to
Yeah,
Nigeria. We went
Metro.
to Metro. Yeah, we went to Metro. So it was like a trade, how would I say, like a thing of like, if you are going to Lagos, we hang out in
Or
Presken.
Oxygen. Because we still have our household places, yes, that we used to
It was
go.
yeah, but they want to go to Lagos, like stay hotel, we go to Presken. Then if we are coming to Benin, Lagos people coming to Benin, we come to Metro. Now you see gradually, Metro has a different face, different dynamics. It was growing. That was the good thing of people coming together. Though we did I can say we did unknowingly, but let's now say let's be conscious and channel that energy to the areas we really need development, as human development, friends development. We will grow. We will grow badly, like you said about Owando. This people you have to give and take. One have to step down for one to grow. Everybody cannot be a boss. For example, if you look at our friends that young girls that's open Instagram, they open one small business. Everybody CEO. Everybody CEO.
Give and take does not come from Edo. Do you know?
Yeah,
Do you know?
but
Do you know? Let me. Do you know if okay? Now I want to bring out another scenario. I happen to be a part of a certain organization or association. And the role I played, I always played the role of not wanting to have leadership. Sometimes I almost sacrificed myself to say, okay, instead of us playing, instead of us becoming too much making decisions, I will volunteer to go out of the decision, the board of making decisions, you know. But I perceived something. I was the only person that was thinking that way. Everybody wanted to make decision and be in that board. And again, ego, ego,
Mm-hmm.
that's the word. Some people can call it pride, but it's ego.
Yeah.
Ego played a major role. And all of a sudden, things started getting ugly. When it started getting ugly, adults, I was ashamed because adults were in a room and you could tell something was wrong, but nobody mentioned it. Everybody came like an actor or actress. They were pretending. I was so uncomfortable at a meeting one day. I said, see, I'm not that kind of person. I cannot be here and things are not proper and I will not say it. I've never been that kind of person. That's why some people they misquote me. They say, Junior, okay, you talk, you know how to yab a lot, or you know how to. It is not that. I say the truth as it is, and I say it pop and plain. If it's not right, it is not right. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. Even if I can try to play along sentimental. I'm not being sentimental, but I'll just try to say I'm wrong, but I didn't mean to be wrong. I have to tell them. I said something is wrong here, but everybody's acting like it's normal. We know there's a problem. They all acted the fool, and in a short time the bubble burst. That's just the way it is. Ego. So when we can't control that, I don't know why we are being. I don't know where the pride is coming from because sometimes you remember we have stayed in the. You see someone that you have lived with, probably because when in our tertiary institution days, we didn't have ego. We entered the same bike, we drank from the same cup, we took our baths from the same place. The only things we didn't really do was wear each other's clothes because of people having different body structure and size. Or I remember in school we were like six boys in a flat. At some point, we moved over to where my sister used to. My sister had their. I was lucky to be there because they didn't rent the place out for guys. It was strictly for girls. So I had two sisters that had two rooms in the flat. And when I moved there, I didn't move there by myself because my sisters were out of school. They retained the place. I moved there with my friends. Then now you see those friends coming to call you some kind of names or wanting to be lord over you. Where did it come from? When we were young, there was no segregation. We didn't care what your father had or what your father drove or the kind of clothes you wore. There was no segregation. We were so where did all this go now, bro? Where is the pride from? Some people, because they probably came to the Western world before you, probably they think they now have more another degree before you, or or maybe because they have to drive a bigger car. I don't. That is. I'm not saying it. I'm just asking this question. Is that where it came from? How come now that we are getting older, we are in our mid forties, almost our 50s. These things are coming up. The things that didn't come up when we were younger. And we now complain that there's no youth in government. There's no youth in government. The youth have to.
No, no. You see, the thing of ego, I think it comes with what's it called? Low self-esteem, in my opinion. I don't have any issue with getting to a mix, and if I'm not a leader by default, I can be a follower. It's okay.
There's something wrong in it. Some
But
some people cannot be in a
no,
group if they don't lead.
yeah, because the thing about it is that I know myself truly when I'm home, the lights are out, only me on my bed and my thoughts. No, I don't feel some kind. So okay, let me put it like this. I know some people that will want to show you their cars. By all means, I've been in that situation.
I want to show you that
what they drive. They will find a way to bring it up in the discussion. And I'm looking at, I've seen a guy doing it. The guy drives, he used to drive a Bentley. And he couldn't, there's no way, we were talking, just talking. We were in the US here. And the next thing was like, can you imagine that day he was driving home and the police stopped him and the police now asked him, oh, where did he see money to buy a Bentley? So when he said that, in my mind, I'm like, oh, you wanted to tell me that this is what this story, because I'm waiting for the cash. Okay, I'm like, okay, the police now brought you out, slammed you on the ground. I'm waiting. So when he said that, then when he now said, oh, I'm this, then the man now let him go. In my mind, I'm like, okay, so what was this story about? So some people, I think, it's a low self-confidence. They need to show you. I have to be the one to lead.
No. See, I think there's
does it create respect for them, more respect?
In their mind.
Yes. I know people
in their mind.
People no. Sometimes
it does.
Normally, because when you get into gatherings, I'm a very social person, and I've come across a lot of people. Some people can have a conversation and they like, I saw a man today. Somebody can chip in from somewhere. What kind of car did he drive? And I unconsciously say, does that matter? The things he has said. Why do you want to know the kind of car Ima drives? You understand what I'm trying to buttress here? So I think some people use such things that's why the fake life, people with fake life on social media are more kind of respected. They call them the superstars, or they call them the big ones. So I think that the people use that as a factor, and this is low self-esteem, as you have said. It is bad. It is pathetic.
Yeah, but low self-esteem. I don't think it's just low self-esteem. I think it has to do with maybe pride.
Why with Benin boys? Why with Benin boys? That's the question we're asking here.
Wait, that's what I'm coming there. I'm coming there. If you see our elder brothers' time, they are more. To today, our elder brothers, our uncles, they are more successful than us, because they do things together. From some influence I have today,
most of them didn't join secret cult.
maybe, but influence I have today, some influence I enjoy today is my late some influence I enjoy today is from the of my elder brother or my late elder brothers. They are friends because I grew up with them, and I see them. These people, they come together, they do things. They're not like they don't have fight too, but their fight just ended. Their fight is for the betterment of their friendship. That they should know this thing and it should not repeat itself. But our own youth now, if we have quarrel, just banter, it's finished. We're not talk again. And they will, who are you to tell me what to do? No, it's not so. There are some people who have this brain. Some people have this cash, and some people have this ideology, and some people know how to execute that ideology, and some people know how to supervise that ideology. It's a different stage. Then you won't have to invest on it. So white people are very smart to buy dreams, buy brains, or buy your brain over and use it to make money for yourself. But when it comes to Benin, South, first of all, now this age, our era now, this 50, so with this, so we can be friends to talk. How far, how you did? But when it comes to when you go above that or beyond that, like okay, things to better us, we cannot talk. We cannot talk. We cannot talk about it. Either you be windshield will spoil, will they worry me, or I not trust you, or it's funny.
I don't think it's distrust. I think everybody just wants to be the richest in the crowd. You want to be the most elite. So a lot of people will not. A lot of people will
That
not. They just want to be.
that
They want to lead. They want to like I told. I said it back. I'm taking it back into trying to be first in the group in the class. Now we have this generation and like I want to be the first to own a Bentley. Some people want to buy a private jet. Yes, they want to be like, yes, in my pair. I don't. I think I'm the only one that's got a private jet. So that is the way it is. Salah says, guys, nice session again. I have to leave till next time. Thank you, Salah. Thank you, Salah Bubizela, for coming. Yes, today is good. Today is a light one. Yes,
it's
coming.
a light on a Sunday. We're just discussing. That's
Yes.
why we are friends here. We're
So
just having a chop
that
up.
is that
Good
is
morning.
that is that is it. Maybe some people just want to be ahead of their friends, or they feel maybe, or they have grudges. They'll say when I was young, you treated me like this in class, or you were better than me in school. Now I want to show you it's not about being better than me in school. I want to show you that I can make it, or I have made it. So because they will do it to get rich, and I don't know, maybe go to
Yeah.
heaven. I don't know. So, but that is it.
Okay. Yeah. This bring us back to our politics. I just take politics. If we cannot be united now, how can we sponsor or support our own youth now? How can we champion them? Akin was there the other day. It was like he was not there. OJ pulled out because the support was not there. Our deco was coming out. Even our own youth were beating him down. When, like Tupo said, that he's looking for the time to be the right time to jump in. But Tupo, are you going to jump in the race when you're 60? Like my brother said, Obizo. I would love to champion you now, from now on, because I will trust you more to be there. Even though you change this tomorrow, but I can talk to you, I can reach you, I can say it on the platform. I'm not fear you because we'll be friends. Because you not fear me, we'll be friends. Because we can tell ourselves anything. But this what they we don't really know them. We must
Well,
start
well,
encouraging our
well,
own.
Mr. Tony, we need to start encouraging our own. It's very important. Very, very important.
Yes, I know
I,
because
I, I know,
we
I
we
know.
know those
The good
potentials.
thing about it is that this program did not. The good thing is that this program has started, but it didn't come on time. If this program was like a year ago, maybe we would have really made an impact.
Tupo.
Yeah.
They say the last time we were supposed to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next time is now. So
Yes.
it's never too late for the program. We're still here now.
Yes.
Like I said, just I just said, when we're coming up, growing up, we knew some of us potentials. Like example, I will use Usi. Usi was good in entertainment. If you notice Usi right from day one, it was good.
Yes.
In our school days, he organized rave. When we were in 20s, he was already organizing, arranging a Blue Edge. Now in Lagos, he did this Rasta, this thing. He did it effortless. He do it very easily. Or how will I say? He do it easily,
Yeah.
effortless because it is in system.
True.
In those days, we do house party. When I come Japan, club business not hard me because I was doing house party back and front. I
Yes.
don't already know how to organize people. Because I can't do office, I don't know. We say entertainment, I'm good in it.
Yeah.
Whenever I come out of more for entertainment, enter on that business, I struggle. But if I come back to entertainment, it's something I know easily. Me and Junior come up with this platform brain. Not only for us, every other people. We consult every other people before we start. Let's do this thing. But we'll not come like say, okay, my start on our own, make a big boss. It won't work like that. We know where we do good at, and we
Yeah.
know those who can speak good too.
Yeah.
Not say they come up like that. It's hard time we already know our people in way good in certain area, and it's hard time we start investing on those people in that area because we need ourselves. At one point or the other, we will need ourselves in that point. Now we need somebody to go into political office. You are good there, or Daniel say is good there, or we have more. We need people that can criticize the government. Junior is good there, can criticize. Actually, what did they do? We need people to bring innovation ideology to the state. We have people like we there. We have so many. Just different. Then if you talk say, position wey me go like say you dey position, make I talk and maybe the year after say enter position tomorrow, you come dey shortchange me, we go fight too. You understand?
For real.
So I need position like say, give me the tax force chairman to control all our resources that is going out and coming out the country, the state. You see? But I yield the floor to my moderator. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I think we are all beginning to sound like a one voice. We all know the problems of our state. We all know the problems we are facing. We are beginning to sound in one voice, and I hope other people that are not here listening, or other people that are going to be listening, will understand our plight. That we are not criticizing anybody. We are not here to judge. We are only here to discuss the unbiased, to give our unbiased suggestion or contribution to the things affecting us as Edo and Nigerians. That is just why we are here. We are venting. Some other shows, some people come and act neutral. Oh, okay, yes. What do you see? What do you see? They don't talk about who they support. They could be supporting who everyone is criticizing, but they keep it a secret. We are not. This is not. We are. I'm a person that I say it as it is
Oh yes.
from my opinion.
Oh yes.
Yes, I don't. I'm not. I don't judge everybody. Everybody has the right, equal rights. That is what the black people fought for a long time. Equal rights and justice.
No.
That is what everybody needs. It's only our country that the INEC official will be, right? The other INEC official. You don't go and vote. I'm telling you most vote. One, where's your vote? Bring out your vote. It's like it's from a different country. A policeman will hold a gun. Oga, you have to vote for in the manifesto. So no one says how the welfare of a policeman, his wife, or his children are going to be catered for. You hear a policeman cannot drive. Do you know that some Nigerian policemen cannot drive? So if you give a policeman a cop car, he cannot pull it. So these are those. We have a long way to go, sir, honestly. Because if we start to talk about one, when you just talk for 30 seconds, another problem pops up from the thinking. And it goes round and round, and the whole thing entangles you. And at the end of the day, you become a part of the irregularities. Nigeria is so twisted. Someone told me, said, see, when I go to Nigeria, I couldn't understand. I started to act like everything was not right until I realized I started doing the things that are not right. Because when you go, you know, say, red light, you park, you stop at the red light. I see someone with a bigger vehicle. When I mean a bigger vehicle, someone that you believe has finances to have the brain to know a red light should be stopped at. He will be honking for you to move at a red light. Those are the simplest things. Red light.
It go cost yourself. Why you stop?
And that's his honking for you now. At the red light. And this is a crossroad. For Christ's sake, it's a crossroads.
You know, Mr. Junior,
Yes.
you know, the truth about it is that, we try to criticize Nigeria. We talk about all these things. The reality is that no human being is better than the other. In the foreign world we talk about, where everything is orderly, it's only orderly because they enforce it to be orderly.
Yeah.
Give the man the free hand to do whatever. He will park on the grass, he will park on his lawn, he will beat the red light with skills. But because over time they have constantly enforced law and there's detriments, deterrents for breaking the law, people
Yeah.
try to caution themselves. In Nigeria, these things are it's non-existent. That imagine road safety stops you now, even you junior, you are in Nigeria. Road safety pulls you over and tell you that you are over speeding. You will start laughing and laughing and laughing because you will be wondering, Nigeria over speeding, like it doesn't exist. I remember one time my friend came from Europe and we were driving his BM and we left one club at the speed we used to leave the club. Next is the checkpoint. Then we had break. You know how they be. The police officers, you know what he said? He said, "Una they enjoy." No, I was very conscious of myself because I know that was what the officer would say. The guy who has been in Europe for
He's
7
shocked.
years was shocked. The guy said, "Una they enjoy." Now we give her the remaining drink where we get. The hair loss, we go. So you say we blame this thing, blame it left, right, and center. Even we ourselves, we are shocked when they want to enforce that law. Like, why are you enforcing law? Why are you telling me I'm 20? So it is a whole lot of overhaul. Can I say where this issue started is when they put us together and divided us by tribe. They
Yes.
now told us that this is Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, and they are the majority. The rest people are minority. Then they now, after doing that, they now put somebody at the middle to oversee all of us with this same different division that they've given to us. If they had not done that, I believe that the Nigerian state would have been
They
one
are
state.
left us as one people. Okay,
Yes,
put them together, make them one people.
exactly. So right now we are actually not one people. Can I give you a history? I know I read about it. Swahili is known to be the most populous language in Africa. But Swahili was the minority language in the Tanzania region.
Yeah.
But because the Tanzanikas and the, what they call them, Tanzanians, they were fighting us at that time. When Julius Nyerere took power, the first thing he said is that these two heavyweights should step down for this younger language to take preeminence. And that's how Swahili became the major language even in Africa. And Tanzania is good for it today. But in our case, we are still looking at we have majority tribes. What do you mean by majority tribes? Those are already divisions. We cannot run government like that.
It's hard. It will be hard.
Yeah, that's why I was saddened when they brought about the Edo Central, Edo North. We as young men want to divide ourselves along that line. What they did to us at the 60s, it will be very sad. So, but I think Nigeria needs a real overhaul, But we have started this program. This program is a very educative program. I won't lie. I'm learning a lot. People are learning. People are becoming exposed. Many people that don't talk politics before were not. I'm seeing the people speaking up right now. And when the people start speaking up, that's when you start knowing that the change is about to come.
Change is coming. Yeah.
Yes, not the
Word
one.
of people are the word of God.
Yes, was populi was they. So when you see the likes of Showore haven't done all these things then, because maybe they were sectional in their ways, or I don't know, they were funny.
Yeah.
It really didn't work. But the more we have these intelligent minds, these bright minds speaking up, not these political affiliated people, I think we'll be able to set the ball rolling. So what is good now is for these upper reporters to set an agenda for the next 8 months that the election will be running, and let us see how we can interrogate the processes, the people, the candidates, their profiles at a very unbiased level, not this sentimental one or this very unbiased. Yeah, if we can get the candidates to come on board, this with us, talk with us, everything we need to do to set the record straight, so we can get a better Edo, not a divided Edo by ethnic lines. That's my submission.
Wonderful,
Kudos to the men.
wonderful. Yes, thank you to put us. I always like when you guys are in the house with me. I feel comfortable. I feel very relaxed when it comes to moderation and interaction. Yes. we are going to set an agenda, but first we just want the parties to come up with their candidates and their deputies. After the candidates come out, the deputies will come out. Then we'll be sure that the parties have an INEC, they have all their settlements, and we know the candidates and their deputies. Then the most important part is their manifestos. I've never read a manifesto before in my entire life. I've never seen one. I've never heard of any. I know I've heard, but I've never seen one. But this time around, I'm going to take out my time to read the manifesto because I'm going to be here to talk about the manifesto. Either I know I'm not. We might not be privileged to come. These politicians, when they want to go to a place where the questions are going to come like WAEC, like JAM, they might not want to attend because they feel they'll be insulted somewhere along the line. So they might not want to be present.
No. I don't believe that. It's only a man who is not sure of what he's going to
Of
do.
himself, that will run away if he invited.
When they know it is a recorded program and it can be used as reference in time, they don't want to put themselves.
No, but there's a way you politically answer a question. You understand?
Yes, we do not give you a yes or a no.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but the major thing is that they need to come and speak. Because the more they know that people are interested, not just those people they give 5,000, 2,000, that real people are interested. Now, not everybody is real, but the people who really understand this, being stakeholders of the state, are interested. And then they will start, because what we are seeing in Edo or in Nigeria is that the government think they are running a governance for poor people who they can use at any time.
Thank you very much.
It's not it, because it's like they just tell you we wait 4 years, after 4 years we come again and tell the people give them rights. But really and truly, we have many more people than that who have better capacity than that. So it's such programs that we bring them out. Let them understand that we are many. We don't need your rights. We don't really need your 5,000 or whatever.
No, you don't need anything.
Tell us something.
Just come and tell us.
Yes.
Just come and share it with us.
You cannot continue to impoverish the people and think that is how. No, we have enlightened people who are capable, not 5,000 naira people, not rice people. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm happy for Olumide Akpata, because if it was just only Okpebholo and Aswe that came into the race, we would have been dividing them along the politician and the corporate world. But right now, Olumide Akpata has brought a coloration to it where the people can really interrogate them, and not only on the agenda of Edo Central, but let's see. Okay, yes, we have a candidate we have 2 candidates from the Central. The Olumide Akpata. Olumide Akpata should be the one to put the fire in their asses. A
check to them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let it not be as if they are getting it on a platter of gold because they came from one extraction. No. Then when they get there, they start doing as if
it's true.
They need to see that, yes, forget we gave this thing to this agenda, but we need to interrogate it from all angles. And if people fail to tell us well, we will give it back to this person. It will make it very interesting. So I'm happy. That's why I want upper reporters to be part and parcel of this process.
Yeah, I think Olumide will be the fastest to reach.
We are going to be here. Whenever they are coming, we are going to be in the room with them. We'll talk to them directly. I hope they come, but we'll do what we can do best to get across to them directly. By every means, we'll do. But let them get their things together, get the manifesto, so that they can tell us. When we ask you on paragraph 54 of your manifesto, what it says, if you can't tell, so some people, according to what we hear on channels, because everybody on social media, when they want to criticize, they come hard. They will say some people present a manifesto they haven't even read. You can imagine someone telling you, I want to be governor, I want to be this. They bring a plan. They say some of them have not even read it. So I will go that far to read the manifesto, to break it down, and I'll get questions and answers. So I hope you're not hearing me now to avoid me later. But it's okay. The next person, Osa, are you there? Yes, I've been waiting. Good. Can you give us Osa? Good evening. Come online. You can speak.
Yeah. Good evening. Well, I came in late, so I've been listening, and I just want to say that were doing a very good job.
Thank you.
As Flynn suggested, I think it was Flynn, yeah, that said we need to interrogate these people. We need to know what they are about and how, not just what you're about, but how you're going to deliver this thing to us. This is no longer audio message. Since they decided that it is no longer you to clock, so please come out and tell us how you intend to not only govern, but include youth and build capacity. Because one of the things, my own personal view, we as youth, I think we still need to build our capacity. You know, um, I like to be very realistic. If today you tell me to become governor, I think I will shrink from that because I don't think I have that. I have built enough capacity to take on that role. Otherwise, it's like driving a train without being qualified to drive that train. I will just move everybody into the ditch. So we still need a little bit of building our capacity, understanding certain things about the economy. Who thought by now someone like Baba, who has been governor for 8 years, ran Lagos State, will be, the economy will be in shambles under him. So we need to learn a bit more. That's capacity building. Okay, that said, I didn't really follow up with any of the topics, but I just want to say it would be good to get these people to come on board. We really need to be open-minded. Listen to them. How do you want to do it? It's no longer about ethnicity. I think we've passed that stage now because we now have people from Central, people from South. I don't know if any party has fielded anyone from the North. I don't know who the SDP candidates and the YPP and the others are. But we now have from two of the three districts. So it would be good to have them, or even if we can't get them here, whenever they come on Arise or channels, let's try and pay attention so we can come back, listen to what they've said, and then we can start even sending, if it's just sending messages to whatever platform that we think we can reach them. We can do it that way. It doesn't have to be them coming here because they may be very busy. We also have to be very realistic in terms of getting them to come on this platform as well. We need to be realistic. I think that's it, except you have a particular question you want me to answer.
No, not really a particular question because I know you have. I wanted you to just air your views. On the chat board, yes, you gave us responses from the chat board, and that is okay. Yes, there's nothing. Today has been a light one. We are not
Okay. Yeah.
breaking on. We start with the emergence of not the emergence, the contribution or the connection with youth and politics. So we moved into several topics. That's about it for today, anyways.
Okay. So I think with if I just comment on the youth and politics, you would agree with me that we've had very few youth involved in politics.
In recent times,
However,
in recent times, or when?
Yeah, right from beginning till now. When we look at the amount of youth that look at the amount that are actively involved in politics from your own age group.
Depends on the level of government. Depends on
No, when I mean involved in politics, so we know how our politics are.
Okay,
Can you influence people from
Governance.
yes.
Even voting. Some of us have never voted before.
Exactly. Can you influence the delegates to vote? Do you even participate in
any delegates?
Exactly. So that's where the politics starts from. The politics is not just all sitting afar, but you have to be on ground. I remember when I wanted to join one particular party. I think I told you we discussed it. But you say, bros, you got to come here, you got to do this. And I asked myself, I can't go Benin from Lagos all the time. I said, no, if you walk. So I just dumped it. But in reality, that has to be part of it. You have to attend your ward meeting, or you find how you can. We have to go there and try and change some of this narrative. If we know that we can't attend it, then we have to bring in the digital world. Can we have these meetings by Zoom? We have to try and tweak this thing, but you have to be in it to change it. And those who are already in it should, will I say, for the sake of a better word, encourage others. If it's just bringing them, okay, which party you want, we don't all have to be in the same party, but it's just for us to ensure that we share common ideas. You want to be in this party, okay, this is how you go about it. This is who you can meet. You want to be in my party, go ahead. This is who you meet. We are all, we are one. But like they say, there is unity in diversity. We are united, but we can still operate in our diverse platforms. So because I'm in Labour or PDP or APC does not make me lesser than the person in the other party. So that's how I think we should start looking at it. And we can work across party lines if that is the case. Then in terms of youth not supporting one another, I think it stems from the fact that we want to lord it over the other guy. Now maybe your guy, now maybe boss. Even if you cast your mind way back, people, in our former lives, people they have been fallout because one wants to be the guy, one wants to be this, one wants to be that, and at the end of the day, it just falls apart. So we need to know our strengths and also work in accordance with that strength. You won't ask me today to start doing something that is technical. I'll just set the whole place on fire. So that said, let him lead in that area that he knows best, and we'll put together and get this thing done. It's not be war as we talk. No, we not a fight. We just won't try help our own age group. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thank you, Barrister. Sorry, I have to give you your title. You have ended. Thank you, Barrister DIA, for your contributions. And I know you're passionate about things happen. I see we are all passionate, very passionate, especially these days. Maybe the age has come into us, and we are beginning to realize that our identity or our place of origin, which used to be one of the best, that was why it was named the heartbeat of the nation. The reason why the heartbeat of the nation, from my own information or from my own knowledge, is because we were always part of the good things that came out of Nigeria. When it comes to sports, when it comes to Edo arts, when it comes to
culture,
education, culture, when it comes to our when they talk about the Edo kingdom, or rather the Benin kingdom, as it is. Benin kingdom, it is rated as one of the oldest in the world. So we are special. We are extremely special. This is why we are the heartbeat of the nation. And now age is making us get passionate. We cannot continue to watch things happen around us or happen in our state, and we are not a part of it. I know the passion in you. I see the passion in Odianose, Flynn, and some people that are not even in the studios. You take out your time, you give us your time. You come here, we talk from our hearts, and we talk in very unbiased way, regardless of our leanings. Yes, this is what we want more. And hopefully, as we go further, we will make agenda for everything, and for the political calendar. We'll follow it teeth by bits, or bits and teeth. We'll follow it till the election. And you know how the social media is. Things are not hidden anymore. Although you have to be very, very, very careful so you don't propagate false information. Anyways, we have come to the end again. We have hit the 10th hour. We have been here for 2 hours and almost 2 hours, 58 minutes. I thank you all for coming to the studio. I thank you for giving us your time. I thank you for sharing your time with us. I thank you for sharing your knowledge, for giving us what you have in your thoughts. Your suggestions were proper. Your communication was beautiful. I would say I look forward to seeing you guys again in the nearest future. Tomorrow, Monday, is another day. Tomorrow, Mondays are always the basic days. So tomorrow we'll be having we'll be meeting again here, and we'll have more discussions because there'll be more topics to deliberate on. So as it is, I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you very much, brothers.
Thank
Have
you, and God
a
bless.
day and
Yeah.
enjoy the
Good
week.
night.
Thank you too. Enjoy your weekend.
Bless
Yeah.
you. Enjoy the week.